Hello everybody, I'm just about ready to get started. I saw a very bold YouTube soundtrack claiming, quote, the best PS1 music. I think chat will decide whether or not it lives up to it. I think most of these games I have played before, but I'm gonna be real with you. The songs we were listening to in the intro, I'm like, I don't know about that. There are some really good PS1 songs, and I'm not seeing certain ones on there. But who knows, maybe if we go down the list long enough, it'll get there. So I'm gonna go ahead and boot up PSO. We're currently listening to Namco Museum Volume 1. People that haven't heard it before. Nemesisadobe says it's been okay, yeah. Speaking of which, Nemesisadobe, let's add you to the team. I forgot to add somebody. It might have been Kaiser last time we streamed to the team, so oops. I need to be reminded sometimes. My mind is like in a million places sometimes. Yeah, people are looking to join the team. We have a lot of slots. I didn't even buy all the expanded slots yet. Are you guys on EU time as well? Some people are. Most people aren't. I know I'm East Coast US. We have people in Australia playing, for example, within the guild. So we have a quite big range when people are potentially on. I think somebody's in the same time zone as Japan. Yeah, I think there's 1 or 2 European players already on the Discord on the team. Yeah, definitely check out the Discord. Our Discord, we have people that are not necessarily literally in this team, but we play with them all the time, like Hoopweed and Hellcleave, etc. But if you do need to drop out for another team, that's fine. We're not going to take it personal. But I at least want to make sure if you're looking to do things like pod, you get what you need. Or if you want to use the changing room or whatever. Welcome Ertamperometer. Playing on the server for a month. Yeah, some people have only been playing for a couple weeks. Some people have been playing for years. I think I'm one of the people that played the longest on the team, outside of maybe Hoopweed might have more years. But I mean, as I said before, I played all the way back to like 2017. I just was not a very serious player until like the past 2 years. Well, 2.5, I guess, at this point. I'll be in Fodra Block 2. Just give a quick invite if you'd like to hop in. But we're gonna take a little look. If people are in Ultimate, we can warm up with a little TTF, if the team would like. I have a present at some point I should open on stream. I'm going to assume the Nemo is Nemesisadobe. Congratulations, you're on the team. Now you got the little icon. So you can just identify people that are playing throughout the day. I mean, as I said before, like there's people on like East Coast timeline and they're playing at like 1 p.m. like my time. So they'll be around at kind of all hours. And some people are playing at like midnight or 2 a.m. So we have quite a range. So yeah, so people want to hop in for a TTF. I think we could get started. So if you want to stick around, Nemesisadobe. We're going to do a couple of those. If we could get a full team, I want to do some Christmas Fiascos or DDs. For now, I'm going to make the game. Try says, Ziggy playing PSO unheard of? Exactly. Welcome, Try. I don't know, Try. What do you think? We're listening to best PS1 songs. I'm feeling this might be a little bit of a lie. I mean, we're listening to, I'm assuming it's Crash Bandicoot. It is the first Crash Bandicoot. I'm scrolling through the list, Try. I'm shaking my head. Password is king, lowercase. We have the same password. Like, try, come on, come on. Are you telling me you put best songs on PS1 and you don't have a single soundtrack from Metal Gear Solid or Final Fantasy Tactics? Come on. Come on that one, chat. Come on. Come on. Not even a Final Fantasy? You didn't even put it 7 at least? Like, I'm not a big fan of 7, but come on. How did 0 Final Fantasies end up on that list? That feels like mind-boggling. Just from popularity alone, you would have assumed. I'm like, wait, some of those soundtracks are good. Like, wait a minute. So give the team, oh wow, both level 152. Also, congratulations, Ephinea. Play some Force Your Way FF8. I don't remember what that song is. I don't know them by name. But yeah, I'm scrolling through this list. I'm gonna pause. I'm disappointed. I was reminded that there was the Spider-Man game on PS1, but other than that, I'm just like Tekken 2 Arcade Select. Like, I don't even. It's like. It's still not even my favorite character select on the PS1. I don't know. Yeah, like, I'm like looking at this list, like I'm just scrolling through. Tell you what, chat, I'm gonna put it, I'll put it on in the link if you want to see what we were listening to. We'll give chat another moment, and then we'll get started with TTF. I just thought it was funny. That was such a disappointing list. It's like, it's not even remotely close. I'm like, come on. Where are the staples? Oh, this song. Yeah, that's fair. We can listen to a little bit of this. I'm not a fan of Final Fantasy VIII, but the soundtracks I can respect. I can separate it from the game itself. So, last call for people looking to hop into TTF. FF7 best one. I'm gonna go with the opinion that I would rate 7 as one of the lowest, to be honest. It's one of those ones where it's like, I really like the beginning of the game, and then as soon as you stop the motorcycle chase scene, least favorite. Other than if you count like 1 and 3. I'll put it above 1 and... Well, not 3. 1 and... No, it is 3. 1 and 3. I didn't like either of those. I did think about US, Japanese, but I'm talking Japanese numbering, not English numbering. I had to walk my way through that. I'm mostly like 4 and 6. Yeah, but 7, I'm like, I feel like the game kind of gave up on its own premise, and I got disappointed. I feel like I got bait and switched back into a fantasy world. And I'm like, oh, I've been playing Fantasy World so much more on the other ones. I'm just like, oh. I don't know. So I felt a little disappointed. I was gonna say, I will fight everybody to the end of the earth. Final Fantasy VII always looked terrible. Nostalgia goggles. I grew up with that game and I was like, holy. When GoldenEye has almost more polygons than you. I'm just like, haven't beat it yet, but you'd like 5. I think 5 kind of wore on the endurance. If the game was slightly shorter, I think I would have liked it more. I will not go into spoiler reasons, but the whole second half of the game when another character is introduced, I'm just like... I just felt myself sigh at that point. I was like, I was kind of hoping the game would be short and sweet, and it's not. I got past like the iconic battle when you go into the second half of the game involving a certain battle on a certain bridge. And then I was like, I think I've lost interest. But yeah, you see what I mean? Like, I looked at that list, I'm like, come on, there's like literally, I could barely name any of the games that were on there. You know, Tekken is fair enough. Tekken has some good songs. Yeah, I was very disappointed. I was listening to it and I'm like, what? In what world would I put this song on this list? I don't know. I'm allowed to judge them. They put the best. If they just said PS1 playlist, there would be no judgment. It'd be like, whatever, maybe they like it. But no. They said best. The fight is on. I'm like, So yeah, we gotta cleanse whatever. I mean, the songs weren't terrible, but they're like not top 100 category for sure. You know, I'm expecting some like potentially oddball ones, like a Parappa the Rapper in there. Like, just like, you know, I would respect the out there choices. Like, I'll be like, sure. But it's like, man, Yeah, and then even from like the action games, I'm like, disappointing. Wait, did it just suddenly go Chrono Trigger? What? I'm so lost. Why did it go to Chrono? I mean, what? Hold on a second. I'm getting mixed by the soundtrack. I mean, I guess we could leave it on Chrono Trigger. It's fine. It just whatever. Yeah, it was just like, I thought it would at least keep us in the PS1 territory. I'll stay behind for a little bit, since we're not in a rush. I could have killed the lilies if I was not distracted by YouTube. Suddenly going SNES. But you would have been happy, Try. We were listening briefly to Final Fantasy VI. So maybe for you, Try, we'll do Chrono Trigger and FF6. Do Chrono Cross after this song? Sure, yeah, we could do that. Speaking of which, let's teleport to the team instead of walking. I don't see any materials that dropped. I thought about if I wanted to play Chrono Cross. I'm mixed about it. I originally was going to, and then somebody told me about what the twist of the game was, and I'm like, oh, but that means I would have to play Chrono Trigger then, or else people won't understand it. I thought they were, like, not related given how the first half of the game went, and I never got to the twist. I'm like, oh. Never mind, I have to go back and play it if I want to do that. No invincibility is so rough. I'll put it this way, Try. I gave up in the ice area that was like literally right before the twist. I just kind of got tired of it because I was like, one thing that I don't like in games, it's not necessarily anything to do with the plot or anything, but when it forces you to pick a character and then I'm told that basically I will not be able to get the other character, that kind of stuff really bothers me, and it did it, I think, twice in a row at that point. So for me, it like killed my will. Welcome, Adraeus, hope you're doing well. So it's not even like necessarily any issue with the gameplay, but it's like picking between like the two characters right before you do ghost ship stuff or whatever you want to frame it as. I got annoyed, so I replayed part of the game again because I didn't make another save to go back and do that choice and save it. And then I moved both characters into the save, and then I accidentally had to do that again. And that wore me out because I replayed the game, I think, like 2 times in a row because I forgot to make another save, and I was like, I was like, no. I went too far with the other one. It's not fair. Well, welcome, Adraeus. We have a free slot if you'd like to hop in after this one. Once we're done with the mission, we'll switch it over to Chrono Cross. Yeah, what does chat think of when they think of best soundtrack? I think that's a good discussion point. I mean, for me, I find it almost blasphemous to not put at least one of the Final Fantasy games or Metal Gear Solid. I'm like, you don't need like all of them, but like, man, at least one. We'll be mixing it up now that we have 4, but we're doing a couple of TTFs just to warm up. FF8 is favorite OST. Yeah, I think the problem with it is I did not get very far in FF8, so I have not heard a majority of the game music. I tapped out early for sure. Oops. Gonna make something to eat. Yeah, we'll be a couple minutes. We'll mess around with songs. So yeah, no worries. We'll get that out of the way. So potentially have FF8 and Chrono Cross, it sounds like, as soundtrack options to appease the chat. Okay, chat's got that. Let me deal with this one then. Maybe I should do a better PS1 OST. I have to see, the problem is, like, I'll probably forget games and then feel bad. But I'm like, you know, like, I'm gonna play those kinds of things and I'm like where's my Valkyrie profile at? Right? Like, no Legend of Dragoon, like, no RPGs on, like, that whole list? Not one? Crazy. Actual madness. Exactly. It's just like, wait, there's actually good songs. I mean, I haven't really played Resident Evil, but, like, not even a Capcom Resident Evil? I find that just mind-boggling, that list we were listening to. Let's say you could only choose one song from each game. Oh, you would have to name the game, and then I would think about it. VP1, it's the Tragedy song, no contest. Favorite song. That one is such an impact for me. I remember that for years. I couldn't remember the name of the game, but I remembered the song, and I heard it randomly again one day, and I'm like, oh, we're gonna play it on stream. Otherwise, the normal battle theme is actually pretty up there, to be honest. In VP1. Metal Gear Solid 1 is really tough. If we're counting lyrics, honestly, probably the final song in the game. But if not, I would have to think about it. Because that one has just... pretty much every song is iconic. I'd be tempted to do, like, Psycho Mantis. Like, songs that you remember. They're not necessarily ones you would, like, jam out to. Fanatic's Tower from 6. Interesting. I think... if I had to pick from FF6... I think it's called, like, Desperate Struggle. It's funny enough not Kefka's theme. I thought about it, but I'm like, it's a cop-out. I liked it with I mean, usually I associate it with Sion. I don't, or however you say his name. It's like bum 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 bum. That one. Whatever that song is called. But like but it usually plays during the very dramatic scenes. I like that quite a bit. I'm not a fan of the opera scene at all, so that's not even close contest. But Kefka theme is up there for me. Although honestly, not the whole part of it. See, like, if we have to take that song in its whole, I don't like most of the song, to be honest with you. I like the build up at the beginning and then like the third act of it, but not like the song on the whole, sadly. Okay, team killed the Indie Belrose. I almost thought with the timing of the banner that somebody actually got the drops there. That's too funny. From Chrono Trigger, it's real close. If I had to do action theme, it would be Frog theme. If it would be otherwise, it'd probably be Corridors of Time. Like, those are songs I have actively looked up, so that's why I'm like, it's only between those. Yeah, Parameter reminding people. So on Green ID, we take it slower into Ruins, so we don't really teleport at all. Because, yeah, we want to get the 2 Heavenly Arm chances while Rare Week is up, because it does help new players. But more importantly, when we kill those 2, it summons the Sorcerer in the middle, and that Sorcerer has Psycho Wand. So we're just doubling our Psycho Wand chances. They're still hilariously terrible, but at least you can say, if somebody asks you, did you do Psycho Wand? The answer is yes. Although we'll probably do some White ID, DD2, potentially. It's really the comfortability of the chat, which ones we do. Like, I'm very comfortable with CF4, so that's like my go-to on stream if I'm not sure about the party strengths, but DD2 is really solid. I played like Probably literally about 2.5 hours of it right before stream. So I'm feeling warmed up to that quest. Yeah, try name some games. I'll try to name favorite song from it, even if I can't name the song. Also play Forces needed. Oh no. I was like, I would rather be Force if people are better geared. As long as if you're playing like Ranger into it, for example, DD2, as long as you have like Demon, if you're playing Human, I think you're fine. I don't think you need super crazy gear. Just like charge arm and a Demon and you're good. Ooh, do I go for the dodge here? I'm gonna greed. See if this works. Oh, so there's one problem with walking backwards that I need to figure out with the controller. So when I hold downwards, sometimes he wiggles, and that wiggle actually will get me hit because it misaligns me. Should probably buy a demon with hit. Yeah, so like I'll bring, for example, Bringer's Arm because we do like a million of those ones. Breath of Fire 4, oh, I can't answer that. Yeah, I haven't played any Breath of Fires. Could not even name a tune or it. I've seen a little bit of Calvation play it, and I'm not even sure if that was 4 or not. It was on the PS1. But I know there's other ones on like SNES. The Demon with hit is probably good enough. Rolls in Shooter, if you're really not sure, is still fine. Honestly, as long as, if we're doing DD2, as long as you have like either a Baran's Launcher or Charge Arm, probably fine. Uh-oh, you're helping Calvisha? Good luck then. Do I run a V502 on Rangers? Depends on the quest. Like, for example, when we're playing DD2, you're never going to use it outside of Hell. So it's like, if you have, like, Hell Needle or whatever, yes. If you're not... If you want to use it for Paralysis, which is the alternate form, which you see more in, like, Episode 4, then no. Nice level up. Wow, even with me messing around by accident, we still got 14-minute clear. Whoops. It helps charge. No. So V502 only is special attacks with a % chance of success. So what that means is freeze, paralysis, confuse, and then it also buffs Hell. So, like, it's more important that you, for example, bring in, like, an Adept or Heavenly Arms over V502 and just hope somebody can cover you. A lot of the times, like, you can at least, like, DPS, like, the Geese, even if you don't have Hell. And that's honestly probably fine. It's not going to be as fast, but it's not going to be, like, run-ending necessarily in a lot of places. I would recommend if you're doing Episode 2 to eventually get it, because there are runs that are very Hell-oriented. But you could get away with V501 with like pretty much all of Episode 1 and Episode 4. It's very rare you'll actually need it for its intended purpose. Hello, Mafoskadar? Hope you're doing well. I think things are going okay. We just came back from maintenance, so I was waiting for that to complete before booting up the stream. Okay. Nemesis, do you need like 5, 10, 20, 30? What's like rough ETA? If you see in a couple minutes, I'll just straight up wait. Otherwise, we'll just do a TTF. Wow, we really got S rank? That's sad. 20, 30? Okay. Wow, Principal's happy today. Normally he's just cranky. Is this PSO BB? Yes, it is. Sure, Nemesisadobe. We'll do a couple without. So yeah, let's slowly warm up the team. Oh, there's Adraeus. Let's do same thing again. Yeah, we'll switch over to the event quest when we have 4 people. I just don't like doing the event quest with just 3. I mean, it's doable, but it's like literally 15-20 minutes added, and the quest itself is potentially less than 30 with a good team. An original Dreamcast player just found out PSO is a thing like yesterday. So I recommend if you want to join into the server, because we're playing on the Ephinea server, do !PSO. You don't have to necessarily join my team or anything, but if you're just looking to make an account, it's free on the site that's referenced there. You could join their Discord if you're into the trading or just general looking for groups and chat. We have our own personal server. Join the server today. Nice, nice. And since we're waiting anyway, I might as well still self-promote.
Perfect mayhem!
Well, thank you, Doozy, for the raid. Hopefully whatever you were streaming went well. But I believe chat had requested... I think Try was on break, so we're gonna go to the FF8 OST in a moment. Let's pause that. Had the Soten community race earlier? Okay, congrats. Hopefully you had fun with it. Either way. Kind of rookie numbers. Yeah, we're playing a character I didn't touch forever. Well, it's a 4-hour soundtrack. That is a long soundtrack. Mr. Smiles open a present. Okay, you're racing directly. Okay, so is anybody else looking to hop in? Yeah, chat requested FF8 OST, so I went, why not? I don't think I've ever heard it start to finish. Not to brag, I'm level 5. Well, actually, it's about to become XP week. For me, it would be Saturday 6 p.m., but it's 000 UTC. So if you're looking to level characters, we're going to be playing 8. Doozy saying it's better OST than FF7. Ooh. The shots are fired for the FF7 fans. Yeah, we'll be leveling new alts, I think, on Sunday morning. I think that's where we're kind of targeting at the moment. And we're gonna do a super speed run for it. The Hugh Casil or Hugh Newworld? Oh, you said new. Probably Hugh Casil. FF7's better at everything else, though. Oof. Oh, I'm the only person with Shifta. I was thinking, like, Romarl was with us, and I'm like, wait a minute. Silly me. Let me buff the team. It's gonna be interesting without any Zalor. I think Falls might take a little bit. Oh, do you have Zalor gun with you? Well, that'll make it a bit easier then. Second one down, I found purple was best for her, but I kept getting hit drops. Yeah, I would really recommend before you hit 20 to check the list of what drops are. Thank you, Juicy, for the raid love, though. Do appreciate it. We'll catch up, I think, on Soten at some point. Yeah, because I think it goes Hugh Mar, Hugh Newworld, who's the Newman female, then Hugh Cass, Hugh Casil. I think it's the order. Purple is really good for rangers. I don't know if I would do that on a hunter, to be honest. Hunters, I think, mostly like green, Viridian. Honestly, that's probably about it. Maybe white. Maybe. But if you're going in with the assumption that items are the same drop rate as Dreamcast, you are going to be very, very surprised. Outside of maybe like very hard mode, everything is different when you get to Ultimate. Minus like a couple of drops like Purple Psycho 1. Otherwise, everything in episode 4 would just... There would be no reason to play the other episodes because episode 4 is so powerful. Fortunately, though, it doesn't have some of the old drop rates. Only some of the old drop rates are for the ridiculous... Oh, we're still in 15, actually. I want that. It's there for some of the Ubers, but the common drops are, like, more sane numbers. We don't have, like, 1 in 322,000 blah, blah, blah in ultimate mode for the most part. They left some of that in there for normal. I'm not really sure why. I mean, if you really want that, like, 1 in 100,000 Fire Scepter Agni on normal or whatever garbage rate it's at, by all means farm it. Don't recommend it, though. Yeah, chat's cleaning up there. I'm gonna let chat go ahead of me. Let me just clear this out. I have to be a little careful, though, because I know the buffs are gonna wear off any moment. So anybody that's with me, I'm just gonna rebuff. The downside to the Ramar buffing is it does not last very long. Seriously? Unfortunate. I was gonna say that feeling when Rabarta actually would get the kill on Ramar of all characters. Nothing dropped. That's a shame. Oh well. Time to go murder this Volmar. I'm gonna telepipe. So wait for that. There we go. Let's switch into Excalibur. I'm waiting for everybody to get close. I know Ertamperometer, but I gotta reapply. As I said before, it doesn't last very long. Yeah, there's no point to be casting it twice while somebody's running to get close. We all have invincibility, so it's Excalibur time. Gonna be a little tight for the Sinnoh room. I'm gonna have to reapply it when we get there. Nice Holy Ray. Yeah, fortunately I did reapply it during the raft. If I hadn't applied it at all, it would have been at barely a minute 15 or so. I added about 45 seconds. And then we gotta wait here, which is why I was saying it would be tight. Even then, it might still wear off depending on how the fight goes. Rip. Now I gotta rebuff for sure. I mean, I was probably gonna rebuff on the last wave no matter what, but it's fine. At least it was during a downtime of the waves. Okay, I think somebody went for the confused trap strat. Rip Adraeus. Out of curiosity, Adraeus, what armor are you using? Oh, D parts. That would explain the defense. Gracia is pretty good though. Although, if you're playing Ranger, you should probably use Ranger Wall. Gracia is really good for resisting falls damage, though. So sometimes I quick swap into it, but lately, now that I'm high level, I don't care anymore. But low level, I would swap into Gracia because its resists are really good versus falls. I'm just gonna reapply buffs because otherwise it's just gonna wear out during this long ass fight. Kill the team. I saw something about can't paralyze. Yeah, you can't paralyze machines if that's what you're trying to do. The only time paralysis is useless here, you have to use Frozen Shooter or Snow Queen, which is why playing as Ramar is so miserable, because he does not have freeze traps to deal with those enemies. So it's like I either have the DPS or I don't. And I'm starting to get there with the DPS at least. His ATP is almost maxed finally, but his weapons leave a lot to be desired. That's why I was kind of hoping to get a good Heaven Striker with Dark for a couple of rooms. Rip Bolt up. Sadly just got a Dimate there. Monkey King bar dropped. I love that we kill only one in the quest, and this is now the second one today I've received. No hit though, so it's kind of useless. And again, technically if team wants the hunter weapon, just let me know. I don't have any interest in it, even though I keep receiving it. Came with Dark, which was interesting, but anything else just is kind of mediocre. Yeah, so technically if you want Monkey King bar, what you would do is after we kill the sorcerer, you kill the 4 yellow enemies. I think they're Deldies. I always forget their name. And then the Chaos Bringers are after that. So technically if you want Monkey King bar chances, we go like one more wave into them. It's not a big difference from what we're already doing. But I figure Heavenly Arm is at least somewhat useful for at least new characters. No Psycho Wand, sadly. Time to leave. So yeah, that would be more only if the team wants it would I farm it. Otherwise, I'm like, I don't care. Here we go. Yeah, I might have to reapply Shift to D-Band when we get into final phase. So team might need to come towards me during the arena battle. Because 3 minutes is a long time to try to get this to stretch, given the opening of this battle. We already lost 25 seconds-ish, and we haven't even gotten to the battle yet. Now it's started. Wayne Money says, how goes the grinding? It's going, mostly disappointing, at least in terms of drops, but I'm having a good time with XP. Hoping other people get there. Hopefully, if you've been playing Void Money, you've been having a good time. We're coming into XP week on Sunday, so I'm not sure if you would like to potentially level an alternate character. We're going to be taking somebody from 1 to 80 in about, I'm going to guess less than 3.5 hours. I'm going to guess real time. It's probably going to be sub 3 hours game time. But the power level will be real. There we go. Dodged it. That time I was in a good position for it. I just went for it. Heck yeah. Gotta dodge to the side there. Final Fantasy 7? It is not Final Fantasy 7. You're close though. It is indeed 8. Cham requested it. I don't think I've ever heard the soundtrack start to finish before, having not beaten the game before. Yeah, my buff will last like 30 more seconds. So I'm gonna go left. Very gradually. Whenever I see the ability to damage people, I'll move forward. Okay, we got his Allure 21 down. That's nice. I don't think I've ever heard 9 soundtrack either. How did I dodge that? It's like, wait a minute, I just didn't get hit at all there. I went right in between it, somehow did not die to that. That was interesting. I mean, we'll take those. Yeah, Zalora gun, definitely if I want to play more solo Ramar, that's something I have to consider. Okay, walk slightly to avoid dying instantly to that attack. And we'll hopefully be able to finish this off as I restand. Get out of here, Falls. Nice try though, Falls. I know we're down a party member. We're going in a 3-man team. Didn't matter. Get out of here. I tried a little bit of 9. It did not catch me. I didn't realize it was chibi. Chibi art style is a big turnoff for me. I cannot say anything about the story or anything else. I was just like, oh, it's not just like a art on the cover thing. Oh. I'm really not into that art style. It's such a turnoff. Yeah. It's kind of like expecting one art style having played the game for a while and then it went very toonish. See Wind Waker, where I cannot get myself to play that game after playing the other ones. I'm just like, I just like the more realistic Link so much more. Like, it never goes away the whole playthrough. I'll get rid of this Monkey King bar. Honestly, it's got no hit percentage. I mean, fair. I thought 7 was a very ugly game. I thought 8 was okay. It was definitely like way better looking than 7, but it still had its rough spots. 7 was ridiculous. Yeah, we were definitely playing with like the Roblox characters or whatever. Yeah, I'm like, when 7's competing with like GoldenEye 64 and it's losing the graphic war, that's not a good sign. Okay, is there anybody that is an ultimate that would like to hop in for one quick TTF? I think we're waiting on one player. Otherwise, we'll just do it again. Once we get a 4-man, we'll switch quests. Oops. Yeah, that's a lure gun looking really fun. That would make bosses a lot easier for sure, but I feel that more is like a luxury rare. Maybe one day I'll go for it. You'd hop in if you weren't getting ready for a YouTube stream. Well, hopefully you have a good time streaming. What are you planning on streaming, Void Money? The reward stream for passing 700. Interesting. Well, hopefully you have fun with it. Yeah, I think that actually went fairly smoothly, despite not being like optimal team comp here. I am hoping that at some point on stream, we will see Red Ring drop from PSO. It'd be quite nice. I don't know why I went for the kill there. That was so greedy. I mean, I'm not gonna say it. I have strong opinions towards the other version. I have not really played much of the updated version because I had no desire to. But hey, if you find something fun with it, do what works for you. Alright, now that we're through the first room, let's bother with some buffs. I think the thing in general is that the more it goes towards Monster Hunter, the more I'm like, this is not the game I wanted to play. I want to play something more like Phantasy Star Zero. Like, an improvement upon this system, but still following a lot of the same core mechanics. I don't think PSO2 did that for me. It was different, and I liked it initially, but then, interesting development decisions made me go, I think I'm done. Goodbye, Still Dragon. The Bazooka Squad is out. Everybody bring out the Cannon Rouge. Yeah, I think another thing with that too is I'm 100% not into open worlds. If you see me play an open world on stream, you should ask who has me hostage, and just call for help. I do not play open world games pretty much ever. I don't even think I've played one on stream. Yeah, I'm not into your like Skyrims and Morrowinds, etc. For me, it has to be like, I have to really like the gameplay, and I feel like if I'm in an open world, the gameplay is walking around a lot, and I find that the least interesting part. I don't have that big exploration goal when I play the game. Like, I want to be wowed as I play the stage itself, but I want it to feel, you know, more like a set piece than just aimless wandering in a direction until something happens. So that's where like I will enjoy more of a Yakuza style game over Grand Theft Auto. I prefer, like, even though it's like the quasi open world, but not really. I like it to be more story driven. When I play the characters, you know, if I want to get into the game, other than from an action perspective, I need to actually like really care about the individuals. So it's like, ooh, if I don't feel that pull early, that's not a good sign. Yeah, for me, like, if you want to keep me invested, it has to have like a not necessarily easy to learn, but it has to have something where I can go, okay, I beat it, and I don't feel like I didn't do my best. Something about it didn't feel right. Was there something I missed from a standpoint? Let me do Cannon Rouge, actually. Was there something I missed from a standpoint in mechanics where I could do better? And so, like, when I play things like the roguelike games or things of those nature, I'm looking to look at either just a flat understanding of what the game has to offer by looking at, like, all the potential cards or maybe some of the effects of the cards. And I like that process of the theory crafting with it. And I feel like with a lot of those games, there's nothing to really theory craft. It's just big number, big damage. Big number, go boom. So if my brain is off for those kinds of things, I need something to kind of justify time spent at that point. So like for this one, you know, the game is not like super hard to pick up for PSO. But there's a lot of layers in terms of like all the different weapons that I could possibly use in different situations. So it becomes more of like a self-challenge of how can I do something efficiently if I'm going to be doing the equivalency of grinding. Like, you know, Excalibur is the, you know, choice on the worm boss, but if you don't have it, what would you do? If you have a team comp of Ramar, Rawcast, and Rawcasil, what is the optimal way to stand and move through the dungeon? Like, all that will change on the fly depending on who's with you in the party. And we kind of have unspoken roles. But if the game doesn't have that kind of underlying depth, then usually I'm just kind of, might play for like a session or two, but it's never going to hook me for very long. And definitely the concept of there's always more and I haven't seen everything the game has to offer to counter certain problems. I think roguelike games fall into that category very well, where it's like, that felt really hard, and it's like, oh, now I understand. I didn't get an option until I died X number of times. Now I get to actually play the game the way it was intended. Okay. We just kind of nod and laugh. Like Hades, where I almost beat the game without unlocking core mechanics. Actually, no, I did. Well, technically, I did beat the game without unlocking core mechanics, as we didn't unlock weapon crafting, as an example, before beating the game. But it's just more that concept of I like to look at the deck lists, and the more I think is under player agency, the better time I have with the game itself. Just general rule of thumb. The more RNG there is, the less I like it. So being able to manipulate RNG as you get further into those kinds of games is a big pull. Oh, out of range to revive, sadly. Yeah, so it's like, you know, like just because I could do the run again, I'm like, well, why do I want to do it again? Do I want to see, you know, how different things work together? Are there challenges that I could take? Are there quests I could be doing at the same time? Sometimes I need that little extra oomph, and if it's completely objectiveless, I will not get into it because it's like, you know, it could just be even something like meta, like, oh, there's achievements I could be going for in like an open game, quote unquote, and that'll give me direction. I think you're referencing the original Rogue when you're talking about the @ symbol walking around. Yeah. Team is too far ahead for me to buff. Good luck, team. You get one buff. Power mat, no problem. Probably gonna have to create an opening for you though, unless you're taking a telepipe. Well, just in case you're telepiping. Put this here. Yeah. I feel like some games that have like the equivalency of free choice to just end up just being satisfying from like a narrative standpoint. Like I'll take something that has a more grounded story, but technically has a lot of role playing throughout it. Like games like the classic PC Neverwinter, for example, where morality can be simply defined by a scale of points, leads to more kind of metagame nonsense than it does like an actual satisfying story experience. Like it's like, oh, I might have just murdered everybody in that house, but don't worry, I donated like 1,000 gold, so everything's fine. Do you know what I mean? Like it just kind of has like a tonal whiplash. Where you have like really dumb ones, like depending on if you're playing the expansions, where it's like you opened a box and this one box in this whole room happens to be owned by somebody, and you kind of destroy it, like, oh, you're suddenly chaotic instead of lawful. And I'm like, but I thought this place was abandoned. Why did that matter? Why do you care, game? What if I'm just looking inside it and don't take anything? Which is often the case. Just those kinds of things I'm just not into as much. Or look at your like Shin Megami Tensei, where your entire good bad ending is based off of some really arbitrary questions you receive in the game. Like, do you think a really tall basketball player should be allowed on the same team as people that are much shorter than him because it would give him a natural advantage over other players? Like, when you answer questions like that, but that it actually somehow leads to an ending, like, that is so infuriating. You have no idea, chat. The rage. And if you think I'm kidding, that go see Shin Megami Tensei 4, where it literally puts you in a maze to make you answer philosophical questions. So ridiculous. Big frowny face to those, chat. I really don't like those. You know, my decision should be like, do I help a faction out? Do I save a character? Do I instead choose to betray a character? Those are the things that should be driving my endings in the games, not some like random point total. No thanks. I'm okay when it doesn't directly impact an ending per se. Like, for example, like Fable had a pretty neutral version of it where it just affected character appearance, but it didn't like lock you out of an ending per se. Like, the thing that determined your ending is what you did with the characters. So it's like, those are the kinds of things I'm talking about. Like, when we play those games, I don't appreciate it when the game has some other weird scoring system for it. How do you access the dressing room? You need, I think, is it 10,000, chat? You need some amount of money held on your character, and then you should be able to access it when you go to select your character. Go ahead and dye fluid, actually. I'm gonna recast because I had to dye fluid. Whatever, I'll fix my weapon. Menu fail. Character straight up yell at you in a world where they're strong of the week. You choose not to say, yeah, exactly. Like, my choices should be more like, what I do randomly, like break a window or something, should not suddenly butterfly affect me out of an ending because I did it a couple times. Like, unless I'm like straight up murdering people, I don't see why that would have an impact with my choices. It's like, yes, I can rob everybody blind, but that doesn't mean I'm then just gonna blow up the world for no reason. Sometimes I just want money, chat. Like, it's not that complicated. Yeah. I'm like, listen, after playing like many RPGs where you're essentially going around as Kleptoman, stealing literally everything, including doors, if allowed, it's just like, come on. Let's be real here. Let's be real. I don't believe in your point system. Oh, missing that sacrifice. That was painful. That's where I know I need a hit Heaven Striker on this character. So sad. Single player I can do normal heavy special, but there I actually had to or normal special I mean, but there I had to heavy special. Alright, so we're gonna go hard to the right here to dodge spells. I'm gonna read Void Money's comment in just a moment. I have to focus on dodging the multiple attacks here from falls. Okay, so let's go for... Can I go for the sideways dodge here? Do I have enough room? Let's try it. I do. Oh, wasn't such a good dodge, chat. That was such a good dodge. So I'm getting better at demonstrating what I'm talking about on stream. Like, I swear I'm not talking nonsense. Like, there are definitely ways you can move to get through the lasers. And my preference is upper right if I got space. Or, as we've seen before, straight back can work if you run at a certain point. But it leaves you out of range, so when in doubt, I want to be holding forward-ish. I'm going to try pure forward in a couple scenarios, see if that also works in single player. Because it could just be any general movement. It might not have to be like upper left or diagonals. So I'm just slowly eliminating choices that I might have to do. That was pretty sweet with the music. It's working out. I'm going to get closer to team because I think team buffs are off due to death. Team led that into me. That was mean. Team should have just tanked. Okay, I'm gonna heal. Get Adraeus with the buff. Oh, I thought I had more time. Unfortunate. I'm gonna wait a little bit. I feel like we're gonna get short cycled here. Oh, no, we're not. It got down to 4K. That's not too terrible. Oh, we got the long cycle? Oh, that's actually really unfortunate. Yes, then we're gonna get the Soul Link and we can't do anything about it. That sucks. Because it's gonna come down, and then by the time we stand back up, it's gonna be invincible. Unfortunate. Okay, we're almost done though. Even if the boss is kind of holding us hostage. Oops. That's fine. Chat finished it. So we'll see if Nemesisadobe or somebody else is now available. We just did 2 TTFs. Looking for that 4th party member. It's like when the games break the 4th wall and you take out a chest in a house and the NPC yells at you. Yeah, that's fine. Oh, Nemesis is back. Welcome back, Nemesis. Sadly, though, chat, no red ring for today. 150 rare rate. It's being disagreeable. Statistically, I feel like I'm overdue for one. Especially with 50% rare increase. At this point, I think it's my 50th. As I said before, I did a lot of TTF. This character was like either 160 or slightly sub 160, and every single level up has been this. And I've done TTF as other characters, so I think on average I did about 5 a level for 5 levels with just this character, let alone the other characters like Viridian. So a bit unfortunate. Oh well. I guess we could try some DD2, see how we deal with it. Because I would like to do some event quests while the event is still active. Yeah, I think like otherwise things I'm not a fan of. I know they're bringing back basically Suikoden under another studio with the Eiyuden Chronicles, but I really don't miss collecting 108 stars. Welcome, Bloody for you. Thank you for the follow. I believe you are the same person that is in the servers, right? You have like a single symbol name. Yeah, I think we're gonna move to DD2. Nice, nice. Okay, so I'm gonna switch characters. I'm just thinking if I needed anything before I did that. Thank you, Danny Vergara, for the follow. Do appreciate it. Hopefully you're doing well today, and if you're playing PSO, hopefully you get some good rares. I'm gonna let you know, chat, you have missed nothing. I think I did 8.5 or 9 hours between yesterday and today of off-stream runs and got absolutely nothing. Just... I have nothing to show for it other than levels. It was a sad existence. Ever played any of the Suikoden games? I don't know if people swear by it. I will say Void Money. I like the first one. It's short and sweet. It's almost like a speedrun game. It could take longer if you want it to be, but it's not a very long game. I'm not a fan of, honestly, 2, 3, or 4 for different reasons. Some of them are story, some of them are pacing. But 5 was one of the best RPGs on the console. I'm willing to put that in my top 10 personal. 5 was like on a completely different tier compared to other games that I played. It's not even close. I like, step aside Final Fantasy, I will play Suikoden 5 all day long. That game was so good, but it's very, very story heavy. So it's not something I would speedrun necessarily, like I would like with an older SNES game or something like that. But man, 5 is quite a game. Yeah, I like 1 from the standpoint it's a nice kind of balance between like your older Final Fantasy styles and like more modern RPGs. I think it works pretty well there. It's not like super balanced or anything. Rune Magic OP, but yeah. Oh, 5 was a beautiful game. Just like Shadow Hearts. I'm tempted to replay Shadow Hearts again. So chat, here we go. I've got 1 present in those 8 hours. What did I receive in the present? Photon crystal. I mean, whatever. Guess it could be worse. It could have given me a type gun. Shadow Hearts 2 is one of my favorite RPGs of all time. That one I'm willing to put top 3. That's how strongly I feel about it. What a masterpiece of insanity. Kuldeka is very polarizing. I played through it. It is one of the most unforgiving games I have ever played. I literally game overed one battle after the tutorial. The difficulty spike of between you getting your first weapon and leaving the tutorial battle is insane. I don't know what they were thinking. If you could get past that and you find the gun and the ammo, then the rest of the game is fine. But oh my gosh. I literally was like, I got one-shot void money. My whole party died in 2 turns. I was like, I'm like, but I didn't even get to a save point yet. I gotta go through this again. Are you serious? And even the tutorial is honestly not all that easy. Like, I got pretty low on health even in the tutorial. I was like, geez, I'm in for a doozy. But it's one of those ones when you finally learn what it wants you to do. Like, it is a somewhat satisfying yet very short game. And it rewards you with some extremely over-the-top cutscene voice acting with a couple characters. Do we have a demons? I'm gonna bring my safety bringers. Should I pick up a Hell Needle for this? If you have one, I'd recommend it. It's useful for the geese. It's gonna be mostly tower though after a certain point. Like, it'll help you with monkeys and geese, and we're not really doing anything in temple. So those that haven't played it before, it's like 60% jungle, 40% tower. Tower is the real problem though, so you need demons. So I have demons for Epsilon. If you don't have something for Epsilon, I would think about it. So otherwise I'm good to go. The only game that's done to me in recent times has been Nier Automata. Like, I don't play shmups, and now I gotta play for half hour without dying before I can even start the real game. Oop, I missed what chat said in the game. Looking at 2 places is hard. Go to chat log. You don't have any for Epsilon? Okay, that's fine. I can at least debuff them. You mostly just need a strong weapon, probably not Vulcan. If you have an Excalibur, it's probably fine. Charge Vulcan might be too weak unless I debuff. Which I'll try to, but, you know, I might not get to it right away. I go in an Excalibur and pray. Yeah, so basically Demon should be the first thing that hits it, because it's going to save you literally like 20 plus seconds. After that, it's just to finish it. If your character's high enough ATP, you can technically keep shooting it, but just like a quick Excalibur swing will kill it at that point. So I'll try to commentate when we're coming up to horrible enemies for people that haven't played this before or not familiar with the run. I'm mostly comfortable with it. There's a couple waves I'm a little iffy on, but we'll go through. But yeah, Kuldeka is like its own beast. I had fun with it at the end, but it was like the difficulty mountain. I could not believe how ludicrous that first like 20 minutes was. Our 3-man run the first day was intense. Yeah, so we're going to be alternating a lot of enemies in the center. So as long as team is able to kill things that basically spawn in dice patterns of 5s and 4s, we should be fine here. Eventually, there's going to be a split where an Indie Belra is on the far left and an Indie Belra is on the far right. So team can try to split up the corners of the 5. We're going to be here for a while, and that's all they're going to be doing. Yeah, I think it might be after this wave, where there's going to be double Indie Belra. So in this case, I'm going to try to debuff them because there's a slight delay. That way chat can do what they want, and then I'll need help killing the thing in front of me. My goal is mostly to use Gafoi to make sure the Rappies, when they stand up, drop an item. This room has lilies, but it doesn't matter. Listen, I'm going to stun lock them as the Force. EDK does not matter here. You'll be fine. I believe in you, team. I think this might be the last wave. Discard Rayman and a Photon Drop in one room. Okay, I hit the Rappy that I was looking to hit. Okay. Let's see. I'll try to get the Rappy on the way up. The reason it's important to hit it is that it potentially can drop presents for the team, or photon drops, or materials. All of which are relevant items for the team meetup. So team started the next wave without me, which is a little concerning. So from this point, we're gonna go a couple waves in, but towards the end of the room. So like right now we're at the front of the room. Towards the end of the room in a couple of waves, we're gonna be dealing with the problem enemy. So we're gonna deal with Indie Bell right here, but be prepared for a miracle roughly in about the middle, but more focused towards the end of the room. So once we're done with these couple of enemies, then get ready to just insta-delete that miracle. Here it is. If somebody is trapped, it's definitely try to pay attention to what wave leads into that miracle. I think it was Purple Merlins means that in the middle they're doing a ring around the rosy. However you want to memorize it, to know that that's where you need to freeze trap, potentially. If our damage is really high, like it was there, it's not mandatory, but just be aware that when we're done with not this section, but the next section, we're going to be getting a healing circle. So I'm going to go forward this, but be aware, team, I believe there's 2. Please leave the room, team, so I can get the rappies. Everybody standing near them. Vacate the premise. There we go. Now if you want to go back in, it's fine. Just be aware, team, there's 2 waves of plants, so make sure if nobody's at the other end of the room to not kill the second group. The reason you want to do this is at the end, there's 3, I believe it's 3, back-to-back murder flowers spawning at the top of that hill. So someone needs to be at the top of the hill, prepared to freeze trap and or froze shooter instantly. And then I cannot kill these, so I'm going to need the team assist for it. Okay, so team got the second wave already. So it's going to be Miracle, then like Miracle, and then Winkle or something, or whatever their dumb name is. Be prepared, it's going to be behind you again. Here it is. Here's Miracle. There we go, delete it. Once we're done with those flowers, it'll move into like Grass Assassins and whatever. That's when you know there's not anything left to worry about. So get ready, I think, for one more flower. Yeah, there we go. So knowing where the flowers are is definitely what kind of helps with it. So this is what I'm talking about with like the layers of PSO. Like when you first play a quest, you're just like experiencing it. You're more reacting to what you're seeing, having not played the quest before. And sometimes you'll, like a little bit, it's kind of like you dip a little bit of the sponge into the deep water and vast knowledge / sea base that is the quest itself. And then you learn to like slowly optimize. So like now you have to think with 4 people. So you can remember where the miracle is, but are there other positions the team needs to be in order to kill here? So we now know we're outside of the miracle phase. There's going to be, I think, Del Ds into Grass Assassins, whatever. So team can just stay up here and we can delete these. In the next room, there's some boxes on the floor. I will need to buff the team at some point. So I recommend we group up at some point, a little beyond this point. From there, there's going to be, I think, 3 or 4 waves. You know that you're in the wave that I'm worried about when you see the Gaiguis. So the visual cue, most of the team can stay at the bottom to fight the waves. I'm going to preemptively go up top as the force. I'm going to show the team roughly where the problem wave is going to be. So I'm going to debuff. Chat can keep killing these. That's fine. When the Gaiguis come up, I'm going to need somebody to stand up where I'm at in order to deal with the first murder flower. So the Gaiguis are here. I need somebody up here. So what'll happen is that the murder flower will spawn roughly up on one of these steps. So just be ready to quick freeze trap it or frozen shooter it. And then on either side of the murder flower will be an Indie Belrose. So team can take out the Indie Belrose. One person needs to hard focus the flower. It looks like somebody has volunteered to be up here with me. Just get ready for it. There's the miracle, kill the miracle, and GG. So that's part of the hard run done. So like that's what my goal is as the force is. I experienced the quest for the first time on stream, but I want you to show like the evolution of learning what to do. So I'm going to slowly make my way down the path. About where I'm standing now is the next murder flower. We have a little bit of time, but just get ready. When in doubt, if you're not sure when it's going to come up, just every once in a while, just face upwards if you don't remember the exact wave. That's better than nothing. So speaking of which, I had miscounted my waves there, but it's fine. We were warning them they're in the middle. So now we know we have a little bit of a reprieve, but ultimately the final wave of the room, after dealing with some lilies, I believe in a split decision, will eventually be at the bottom. So as long as somebody stays in the middle and we stay towards the bottom as a force... Oh, there's the split lily I'm talking about. So I'm expecting to see the double flower blocker. I'm going to need somebody on my team to come over here, I think on this wave. Preferably a cast to freeze them, because I think it's not a miracle, it's one of the tougher flowers. Oh no, it's just regular miracle. I'm a liar. Goodbye, miracles. So, like, if team is ready for it, those would normally kind of, like, catch you by surprise, or you might be on the wrong side of the room. Like, let's say you were fighting the Hill Delts over here. Then you would just get kind of tagged, unfortunately, by them. So, again, like, I have now run this quest a few times, and I'm not necessarily the fastest learner, but I try to do it in such a way that I have a general feeling for it. So even if I'm not running it consecutively 8 hours, I can go, oh, I know I have to go bottom, top, middle, middle, bottom, and I'll just remember that when I go into the room. Think I missed a mag in the first room? Well, not necessarily the end of the world. So chat, right after these guild chicks, there's one more wave, but beyond that, at the far end of the room, there's going to be a Baranz. So I'm going to slowly walk forward to prep for that Baranz. There's going to be wolves on either side, but this is an example where if you had Hell, you would use Hell in this room, because these guys are very weak to Hell. So Hell Needle would save time on these enemies. But get ready for the Baranz. We got to work our way towards it, though. Got like one more wave, I think. I think this is the wave actually leading to the Baranz. So I'm going to freeze whenever I can in order to deal with it. There's the Baranz I'm looking for. And chat was prepared for it. Chat was aimed. Chat killed it. So, like, again, I don't have necessarily the exact spawn timing down yet. Like, I haven't memorized, like, this wave, then this wave, then this wave. I just know where the next problem enemy is. And as a force, I'm going to spam freeze whenever I see the Del Sabers, so that way team is able to target them. But I know, like, the big threat is basically done from this room. So if chat wants to do a combination of Hell, to whenever you see the apes or the wolves, most of them are weak to Hell, but except for the red ones. The red apes are resistant. Fun fact, chat, I did learn if you debuff, you can actually target them through this wall. It's one of the few times in PSO where you ignore walls with this lure. So there's going to be 2 Baranz in there, then there's going to be a Baranz double sorcerer, so team can just take out the Baranz. It'll be roughly about where I'm standing. And then there'll be double sorcerer. And then I don't think that there's a problem. If there's another wave in this room, it's not a problem. So now we're going to talk about splitting the team up a little bit. I'm going to need somebody to come all the way to the top, all the way up to the top ramp. They're going to be on Baranz patrol. The first Baranz will be after the quadruple robots. That's your visual cue. If you see quadruple robots, need to be into your positions. So somebody will go up there. Perfect. So we have somebody to cover the Baranz that will show up there. But the first Baranz is in the center. So everybody can face the center. And there's a dub switch in the air if we need to kill it. And it's behind the group shot it. Now turn around. So the person that's up there, get ready to turn around. There's going to be Baranz up there. There we go. And we were set up for it. GG, get outplayed. So with all that out of the way, we found the strategy. This room is kind of annoying. Let's talk about it for a moment. So there's a miracle at the far end of the room. If you're a force, you can resign for your group before they get too far in, and that will stun lock for a little bit. Otherwise, if you're a cast, just get ready to do some wacky movements and hopefully freeze the wolves on the side. I'm going to use a combination of Razond, a delayed Razond, so that way it does the animation to land before using it to buy the team the most amount of time to frozen shooter without being hit. There's a lot to talk about, so expect to hear me ramble on the quest for a bit. So after this Gibbles, the next problem enemy is about roughly in the middle of the room where we can see the laser gate is. There's going to be a double Baranz, so team, I'm going to need you to inch forward to get ready for the next wave. So we're going to debuff. So just gradually walk forward. If you're not close enough to deal with Baranz, I recommend you get a little closer. It's better to turn your back if you get to the halfway point. These enemies, the red apes, unfortunately, as I said before, resistant to EDK. So they need some damage. So turn around, get ready for the Baranz. I'm going to try to hit them with the Rebarda to slow them down. I'm going to buy the team as much time as I can, and that's all I can buy. Okay, I think that went well. Then after that, I believe it'll be double miracles. So once we kill these groups of flowers, expect one miracle on this side of the wall, one miracle on this side of the wall, and then we can deal with them with the Rebarda as a force. And team was ready for that. So now there's Gibbles on the same side where the miracles just were. And then if we look towards where the boxes are on my screen at the far end of the room, there's going to be some Baranz. So if we just work our way there, we should be fine. So far team is doing really well. So good job team for holding together this particular quest. We're almost through the thick of it. So Baranz, oh sorry, there's one more wave of Baranz first, but that's fine. I'm in the same position to deal with both Baranz, but the next Baranz will be at the far end of the room, because it'll be Baranz and 4 Del Sabers. I'm going to start walking forward, because I always get wrecked by them. Oh, sorry, there's one wave before Baran's and whatever. There's still a Baran's there is what I'm getting at. So there's still yet another Baran's there, so don't... Get ready for it eventually. It's going to be like Baran's and quadruple Del Saber, I think, which is kind of annoying. But it might put a wave in between. Oh, there it is. Yeah, I thought it was this wave. To be fair, that the Baran's is in the same spot. So go back to the middle of the room, get ready to deal with some Baran's kind of scattered in between some enemies. Got like a moment or two to set up for it. Oh, sorry, I forgot they spawned over there. My bad. But after this wave, there will be, as I said before, some Baran's and some annoying enemies. There shouldn't be any murder flowers here, at least. So if you stay in the middle of the room, you'll be set up for the next big problem wave. That's all. So what I would do as a ranger or a hunter, for example... Oh. Never mind. Disregard. Okay, so upcoming, there is... We're going to give the team a moment or two to get some dye fluids if they need them. I mean, I definitely need them. But we're going to be dealing with, I believe, double Ilgil. So just be wary. I would prep your demons. If you got it, oh, team spawn the enemies. Just get ready to freeze trap them. And then what we're going to do is that I need to eventually make my way to roughly in the middle of the room where there's going to be a Baran's. I'm going to edge my way forward so we get one little mercy wave. I don't want to be like dead center where he spawns, but he'll be slightly in front of me. And the reason I want to do this is that while team kills him, I'm going to hit the pause button and activate the pan arms. Then from here, your next big threat is the laser gate. So if you put your camera towards the laser gate, there's a miracle that summons there. So when in doubt, aim your camera there if you don't remember the wave. Even I have sometimes forget the exact wave number. Okay, so there it is. So we were looking towards the laser gate. We were prepared for the miracle. Goodbye. So it's a couple will spawn there. As long as team just keeps eyeing that between waves, you can't really go wrong. There's another one. Oh, double. Nicely done. So we're still going to keep an eye out for it a little bit longer. It really wants to check to see if you're ready for it. So fortunately, this is a Del Saber wave, so I could just Rebarda spam. That'll interrupt for the team to hit. Got a little bit of time. I think the most threatening wave is over, though, so I think it'll just be mostly casual clear from here, but we're not really gonna... We're never going to ignore the laser gate, is what I'm saying. Like, as long as we always just make sure to look at the laser gate. That's my rule of thumb in this room. You could forget all about the order of the enemies that just appeared, but just remember, ooh, that laser gate. I know problems are going to be there. So let's talk about this upcoming room. So this upcoming room has Oops All Apes. Then it likes to do series of 2s. So right beyond where the apes are, you could also kill these with hell if you have it. It's going to be like double Baran's, double flower, double Baran's, double flower, or they'll be slightly to the left and to the right. So now we're going to have Gibbles slightly to the left and to the right. Expect to see some problem enemies like Baran's on the left and right. So I recommend the team half go left, half go right. I'm going to stay in the middle. We are coming up to, I think, a one problem enemy in the middle, though. There's going to be Ilgils into Illily or whatever it's called. So I'm going to move out of the way so I'm not hit by that. Uh-oh, there we go. So I think after this wave, it's going to be middle of the room versus sides of the rooms. I'm going to try not to be in the spawn where the Lily is. But get ready to face middle, because I believe it'll be the Ilgil wave. There it is. Team, I hope you have free straps. Oh, team did not free strap. Rip me. Rip. It's okay. So again, get ready for a double miracle about where the enemies just spawn. And then the final wave of the room is quadruple Baran's. They spawn in like a cross formation. So they'll be up, yeah, so we're getting towards the final wave. So to the left and right of the miracles, beyond the miracles, and behind us will be a Baran's. So just be aware, we're coming up to it after, I believe, this wave. So I don't need to look around for the next wave. I know either way, I'm going to be rebardering to try to slow them down a little bit. I don't remember if there's a wave between us and the final wave. Let's find out together. Okay, there's a couple of sorcerers first. Okay. We got a little bit of a break. But just be ready to prepare for that cross formation. It is coming up extremely soon. So try not to break formation too badly to deal with the sorcerers. There it is. Cross formation, freeze, chat freeze. Oh. Ooh, chat is scaring me without the use of traps there. Please use traps. Okay, there we go. Oh no, system maintenance again. Come on, seriously? PSO, please. I hope we can finish this quest. It usually takes about 24 minutes. So annoying, actually. That's gonna be real tight. Yeah, big F in the chat. Like, I purposely delayed the stream to not have to deal with this. Okay, so I'm gonna need assistance from chat. I'm gonna try to paralyze the Del Lilies. We're gonna slowly make our way forward. There's nothing that really ever spawns behind us. If it does, I'll make note of it, but just be aware that as long as you're facing forward for this room, you should be prepared for this. Here's another room if you see those Marillas, where if you have a Hell weapon, this is for the preferred choice. So get ready for, I think it's double Ilgil here into triple Ilgil. So make sure that if you do have to aim backwards for this Ilgil that went down the ramp, that you immediately look upwards, because we got more problems in front of us. So fortunately, it doesn't make us navigate the room back and forth. But just be aware, there's going to be a lot of Ilgils, I think, in just the next spawn. And if not this spawn, it'll be literally the next one. There's the group. Okay. So what I would recommend if you have Escape Doll and you're looking to speed things up, we'll point out the place where you can kill your character in order to retrap. And yes, that is a 100% valid strategy and recommended for it. Because otherwise, if you're burning traps as fast as you can, hopefully use that healing circle before entering this area. You're in big trouble here. So here's an example where freeze traps could be used, but honestly, with the force here, I could catch it for you guys. Just keep in mind, if you see purple flower, don't usually bother freeze trapping them. They die really quickly. It's the other ones that are a problem for sure. So I'm gonna stun the group here, and I'm also gonna make sure to check the boxes. That's my job as a force. I did my job. So as long as chat just stays here, we should be fine. So yeah, hopefully we're allowed to win. Hopefully this also triggers invincibility for us. This is an interesting pattern that's normally kind of hard to deal with, but JK, I'm a force. I just resign so they don't get to ever attack. So we don't have to worry about this pattern. Anyway, double Gaigui, and I think we're coming up to another problem wave. But again, it's all going to be in front of us. So try to remember, if you're a ranger, you see double Gaigui, how long between double Gaigui and your next thing is your problem with Ilgil? So for example, we could freeze this group. I'm going to preemptively move up ahead. I see a Disco Brave Man. I might need to expand my viewer to see more. So they're either going to be here as a group of Ilgils, or there's going to be a Murder Flower back here. Oh, it's just the lilies, whatever. Anyway, I was in a good position to deal with both, because sometimes I forget which deadly wave it happens to be. So I'll just be in the right... Like, no matter what, I know where the next spawn is. I just don't remember what specifically that spawn is. But anyway, either way, problem dealt with real quick. EV ready. I don't know if we have time to proc it and still win, to be honest. I'm gonna say try to avoid using it. So now we're coming up with a double Baran's Ilgil. The goal for one of the players is see how it kind of zigzags in the path in front of us. Somebody needs to start booking it. Go like midway through the platform other than the force. I'm gonna stay behind to protect the team. So somebody has to go up there. I don't care who it is. Basically, between us, this current subsection and that little room, there's going to be triple Del Saber. But the green player is going to have to look a little to, I guess, their player right towards the middle of the room. And there's going to be Barans. So in the meantime, that player can just set up early while still able to do some damage for the team. We're going to sit up here and they could just, yep. So they dealt with one of the Barans. Now another Barans will appear where they are. So fortunately, we managed to get a little further than normal, since we were clearing a bit slower. So just get ready. I think they'll be between the apes. Normally this doesn't happen when you have really high DPS. Normally the rest of the team is like really far down the ramp. But we've been edging forward, so we've kind of prepped for the Barans early. Which is fine. There's nothing wrong with it. And again, some of it's just adjustment. You have to play with the team. So now there's a Barans up there. We're just... Oh, I was going to say, I'm going to Rabarda it so the team has time. And again, my goal is to just slowly make my way up towards the ramp every wave, while spamming debuffs and hope that we clear it in the whatever time we have left. Because we're making really good progress. Like, so far the clear is going really well. So this is the final wave in the room. I think this is the first time I have to actually worry about Del Beaters. I think we're finally coming up to rooms where Del Beaters are a problem. Oh, I'm sorry, there's one more Brands wave. Whatever. So if there is one more wave after this, it'll be Sinnohs, but they're not, like, a huge problem. I will stay over here in case the quadruple Ilgil is here. I'll find out in a moment if it's true. Yeah, it's not. Whatever. Yeah, there's no special position the team really needs for it. I would just say that if you are looking to freeze trap, when in doubt, you can freeze trap the Barans. Honestly, the very final room is not all that forgiving with freeze traps. You either are in the right spot immediately or you're not. So if you use them in this room, it's probably okay. Okay. I think we're going to start coming into one. So I've memorized certain enemy waves that have a problem for the team. Okay, so this is the Arlen wave. Okay, so nothing to worry about yet. My visual cue are Indie Belras. So team, I would just keep an eye out slightly behind you. I think this might be one Ilgil spawns where the blue player is. So just be careful. So we're onto him. So I'm gonna preemptively set out a fireball because I forget if this is the Del Beater wave or not. We're very close to it, I'm pretty sure. Okay, I'm slowing them down with Gafoi, and that's also fine. Team us in time. So either way, like, my visual cue is if I see Ilgils in certain positions, I know a problem wave from me is there. I haven't memorized what wave it is specifically yet, but I just want to make sure. Okay, so it was one more wave, but we got to the Del Beater. So I stopped both the Del Beaters in place. If you have freeze trap, please activate. Unfortunate. So I was off by one wave on the Del Beaters, but consequently, because I Gafoi'd, I still stopped the Ilgil from charging, which is fine. We are 100% okay with it. This upcoming wave, I'm gonna say good luck, team. I very rarely trigger it. It's not super hard, just do your best. I'll try to Zalore them. Yeah, this is another wave where I definitely think freeze trap is good. 2 minutes. Oh, come on. We're not gonna finish it in time. I thought we had more time than that. That really sucks. Doing an event quest without getting the coal is the absolute worst. So we're gonna try to deal with the quadruple Ilgil. But sadly, team, I think we're not gonna complete the quest due to random maintenance that was not scheduled because I looked at it before we started stream. Really unfortunate. Well, we're gonna have to do this quest again. Big F in the chat. There's no way. We haven't even reached the Epsilon room. So it's fine. We'll just redo the quest. We're getting extra chances at Psycho 1, but that's about it. Ilgils are V502, just for chat clarity, which are pretty good. So yeah, so sadly, we were literally entering the final room just now, but there's no way we could clear it in a minute. It's just not possible. So there's going to be triple Ilgil in the middle. So I need chat to go up there and freeze trap again after this wave, because there's just immediately going to be more Ilgils. These are worth killing as fast as we can, because these are V502 chances. Yeah, I think team's got the freeze trap. Good, good, good. I'm going to try to debuff. And then based off the next enemy, I'll know. Okay, so normally you would die here to retrap, but we're not going to do that because we're out of time. So normally what happens here, chat, is if you're a cast, you kill the Del Beaters with the group, so somebody has to prepare for the Del Beaters next time. And then you purposely walk up and let the Miracle kill you. And if you have Escape Doll, what that means is you'll come back with traps. But as I said before, I think we're out of time. Otherwise, if you're just trying to approach it, my tip is just let the Force occasionally resond it, and then you'll get close enough. Shops are difficulty-based instead of level-based. That is so annoying. Please stop messing with the server during the event. Please, I'm begging you. Please keep it stable. Because we have a hard cutoff no matter what at 7:30. There's an Ilgil. This one I always forget about. I'm gonna try to remember after we're done with the I'll call it the suicide flower, where we have to die to it to recast. That we have to keep an eye out for that Ilgil there. I mean, like, we're about to get denied coal, and we didn't get the warning until we were already way into the quest, so this really sucks. Super, super unfortunate. Well, anyway, in the meantime, chat can learn a little bit about the murder flower locations. In fact, I'm surprised it hasn't booted us. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. So we'll need next time, after we're done with this, for one person to stay at the top. Oh, we're being kicked out now. No, I might as well just do damage until the end. Maybe we'll get XP. So yeah, this room is a little rough, I would say. We're gonna definitely need our cast to be on the upper part of the path. So we'll need somebody to be roughly middle and one person to be near the top to deal with those flowers, because there's just gonna be a whole flood of horrible things. But very disappointed to be in maintenance again. Yeah, I was originally going to stream when we were closer to 1 o'clock when we were doing off-stream stuff, but I'm like, you know, it's gonna go down at 3 or whatever anyway. I might as well just wait for maintenance. But here we are anyway, waiting for maintenance. So let's chat. So again, what I would recommend if you're trying to learn the quest is when you see a problem enemy. Ertamperometer's done for today anyway. Well, thank you for joining us, Ertamperometer. So we have a free slot for you, Tiki, if you'd like to join in. Because it'll just be picking up from other ones. Custom Doom WADs? What's WADs? Yeah, Tiggy and I were playing with a larger group just before the maintenance, the first maintenance. It's pretty cool they're able to fix it fast. Maybe. Oh, then the map stats got it. So yep, we just keep an eye on the updates. I'm not gonna say it's cool they broke it. Like, you better fix it. Please stop taking down the server. I'm not going to ask the logistics of why they decided to switch to Linux in the middle of an event, but I would recommend for all the people out there, please don't switch your hardware in the middle of a major event. Please don't do it unless you're like really desperate. That'll be my PSA for people that are in IT. Don't touch things during major events. Normally, it's kind of the opposite with IT companies. IT companies, they generally go on break in December, and they have code freezes for the most part, since most people will be taking holiday breaks. PSO is the inverse of that. All of the holidays are the big uptimes. So, you know, your active periods from like May, June, July, even bits of August are definitely your best times to kind of mess with things. A little bit, I guess, potentially between February and March in preparation between like Valentine's and another event. But no, PSO is very backloaded between the anniversary event into the Halloween event into the winter event. So it's really tough to do anything there without it impacting players. Yeah, I don't even see it announced in their announcements, so I don't know how long this one is going to be. I'm taking a look now. Well, this is awkward. What do we talk about? I don't even like, we saw the reason announced in game, but it's like it's literally not up on the site or anything else. So I guess I'm just gonna keep my eyes on the general chat or whatever. As I said before, it's not pinned in announcements, so I don't know how long this one's gonna take. Let's formally close PSO while we wait. On the bright side, at least they take care of their server. Chat thinks it's fixed. Well, we'll check in a moment. I have mixed feelings about it. Again, when it comes to things like the events, Stability, chat. It's all about stability. I would rather have major features have come out post-event than during. This one was a nice surprise, though. What special do I recommend for an ES Needle? I mean, the most common one is going to be Hell Needle. Usually what I would recommend from what I've seen of the runs so far I've done with mixed units, Demon Mech Gun carries really hard through, like, basically every high-level area. You could technically Demon Needle in some scenarios, but I think that's more niche at this point. But it's pretty much Hell Needle. Technically, you could do a Rest Needle if you're playing Ramar and you just want to have increased chance of paralysis, where ATA is not really a concern. But that's not going to be as universally powerful as the Hell Needle. Or getting like an early Hell Slicer, for example. That can be universally used across characters for AoE death. And that also speeds up episode 2 greatly. There are a lot of like luxury guns. Technically, you could like Zalor Needle if you want to go ultimate luxury. Just lure the whole group for the whole team. Although I think instead of Zalor Needle, maybe you would probably want a Zalor Shotgun for range, where speed doesn't really matter because you're just applying debuffs. But maybe people that have played with both would have an opinion on that. But just from observation, Zalor has definitely sped up solo play. From what I've observed of it, in particular when you're talking about enemies with really high defense, like Falls, or even just trying to do a solo Oga flow, having the Zalor there does save a lot of time. But let's see, let's boot into the game and see what happens. Yeah, Hell Needle would also open up a lot of quests for an episode 2, so that way it's mostly efficient. So what I mean by that are like really seabed heavy quests or temple heavy ones. Chat saying it's up. I'm gonna try logging in again. So unfortunately got denied. When I tried earlier. Let's try now. Hell Needle is from the time trials. It is from challenge mode. Yeah. Okay, let's try it again. So we'll do a couple of these, and then we'll see. We'll try to rotate in different players. I think like every 2 hours or so, I want to force a rotation. So we have one person tagging out already, so I'll count that as an early rotation. I'm gonna go ahead and open up episode 2. So let's try that quest again, and hopefully this time there's no maintenance to stop us from getting coal. And I kid you not, chat, we were like less than 15 waves from completing it. I think we were within like 2 of completing that room, and the rest were the Epsilon rooms, which are hard rooms, don't get me wrong, but we were really, really, really close. It's very disappointing to stop that mid-run. You have a Hell Needle, but you don't know how to use it properly. Episode 2, basically all the time, everywhere, all at once. V502 is also good. How was our time? I don't know what that means. Our time for what? I would say if I had to guess how many minutes we had left on the quest that we abandoned, 3. We were within 3 minutes, I think, of clearing it. We were at a little past 25 minutes with our other group. Yeah, challenge mode, I'm gonna have to sit down and find videos. The problem is, like, I don't really have good resources for it, so it's like, that's gonna be a rough learning experience. So we'll feel things out. I'll try to find videos for the chat to watch. We're not gonna watch it together on stream, but the Discord will probably get the link. There's just a lot of annoying things to remember about challenge mode that make it a lot harder than normal play. Aside from the limitation of resources, knowing which enemies are more likely to drop certain items and knowing which rooms are traps potentially will save hours of time. So we're gonna work at it, but that's not gonna be for like another month. I need a break from PSO after the event. Okay, so we have Adraeus with us. Is anybody else hopping in? I believe Ertamperometer was stepping out. So if people would like to do some DD2, we'll need a full party for it though. Map layout and knowledge is super nice for the challenge. I think the problem too is that like a lot of the map stuff just has like really cruel beginner traps that will just kill you outright and force you to restart. So it goes in kind of the jerk developer territory where they're not really fun because it's like, haha, you played pick a warp and guess wrong, take all your health and die. Like that kind of stuff is nonsense, and I know that exists in challenge mode because I've seen it. Just like big eye roll. So that's probably gonna happen on stream at some point. So I think Tiggy might be dealing with laundry, but hopefully Tiggy will be back soon. I think we are still in the rare up. Yeah, pretty much they're just like, haha, you don't know better, and it's like, yup. Sure makes me want to play it again, wink. Not really. Put away some scape dolls. This character actually, I don't think has any spares. So I want to save some in case the run goes south. Ooh, actually we've got a few. I got more off stream than I thought. If it transitions over to XP at 6 o'clock, I'm gonna change what we end up doing. But I wanted to get one more attempt at V502 on stream. Oh, speaking of which, let's actually feed my mag. Look at that, chat. Ooh, intense Sado feeding action. I remember to feed it. So I'm using a Hue mag, by the way, chat, if it wasn't clear. Because I need to be able to use Bringer's Arm, and it's the only thing that gives me enough accuracy without needing like 5 million slots. So my spell damage is terrible. So my DPS is non-existent, except Bringer's Rifle's there. Are you gambling on... I guess it's Friday. Isn't the good one Saturday, though? I don't... Is there anything worth gambling for on Friday? I'm double checking. I didn't think there was. Double check real quick. No. Yeah, there's nothing interesting on Friday. Saturday's the one that I care about, and it always confuses me because I can gamble the Saturday stuff on Friday. Oh, is that all you want as a tablet? I have like a million of those. They're not very hard to get. Yeah, I got them when gambling. What was the other day that had tablet? I think Sunday, when I was trying to gamble cure units, I ended up with like 12 tablets. Saturday's pretty good for gamble though, so in like a couple hours when we're waiting for people to hop in, for example, as a reminder, the 1K gambles for Saturday are 3 seals and God ability. So getting those really early as a new player is fantastic. And for people that are not in Ultimate yet, I will probably give away some Meseta if this is your first character, so that way you could do those gambles. So all you need to do is start up a multiplayer game. There's going to be a person outside the shop in episode 2, they're right here. If you're just doing 1K gambles, you could literally do the equivalency of Turbo Mash until you get what you need. Okay, so if Tiggy doesn't show up in the next couple of minutes, is there anybody else that is an Ultimate that would like to step in? Since I do want to get going, we only have a half hour left. If I remember correctly. Yeah, we're just waiting for somebody to hop in for the 4 slot. Because at this point, I thought Tiggy was only going to be a minute. Tiggy's been gone for a while. And time is of the essence, actually. So please let us know in the chat if you'd like to join in. Otherwise, we're going to have to give up this DD2. And I'll just do a couple TTFs instead. Which is a shame. I wanted to do more DD2 on stream. But, that might be it then for a while. So I'm going to give a courtesy 1 minute. If I don't hear anything, we're going to do 2 TTFs to run. Because I don't want to be sitting in this lobby. I'm going to preemptively move myself to C-Bank 1. So last call for anybody for the 4th slot. I am not doing a 3-man DD2. Yeah, when you're full, the items just kind of teleport through there. I mean, the same thing kind of happens to Adraeus. They just teleport it out of the ether. I don't think you could retrieve them when it happens. So I don't think it really matters. I would recommend if you're being really serious about gambling, you should just drop... for me, they don't. Oh. No. For me, they definitely don't. Unless they fix that. For me, if I get like 10 monomates and I roll a 11th monomate, it's gone. It's nowhere on the map. It shows up in the reader, but it's not there. Maybe they updated. I mean, it's possible the behavior changed when they moved to Linux, but I can tell you last year, 100%, without a doubt, they just went into the ether. I have no idea where they were supposed to spawn. Could be a side effect of them doing the Linux thing last month. Okay, chat, I don't see anybody hopping in for the 4th one. Let's just get 2 TTFs, since that's the quest that's doable, which is 3 people. We gotta keep it rolling. And then when it goes to XP week, we'll see who needs levels, who needs ults, and we'll decide from there. Because now the big thing for getting things like Red Ring, Heaven Striker, we did a lot of Heaven Striker, I want to say, last time. But we're gonna go for a couple last Red Ring attempts here. I mean, that's gonna be a 50-minute run. I could get 2 or potentially 3 Red Ring attempts in the same time it would take to clear 1 DD2 with 3 people. So I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna say I witnessed it once. Good enough. I don't need to participate again. Yeah, plus side, quest is fun when you have like 2 casts with you. Downside, 3 players or 2 players, miserable. So come join the TTF in episode 1. We're just gonna do a couple of these. We should have enough time to clear both without any issues. Nemesi is here. I'm assuming this is a swap for a Nemesisadobe. The naming scheme helps. You have no idea, chat. Also, wish me luck. I have to go back and upload all those videos and cut them up, but I'm not sure when I'm gonna do it. So probably expect delays on the uploads because we're gonna be PSOing for forever. I don't know if there's free time for me to edit before Monday, which is a lot to do. That is a lot to do in one day for sure, and I was potentially doing stuff that day anyway. Okay. So I'm the only buff on the team, which will be very interesting. So final call, if anybody would like to hop in to Ultimate TTF. Your character class level does not super matter. It's not as tough as DD2. It's basically just free XP. There'll be a mostly carry. If you happen to be a force, then that would help us in terms of buffs quite a bit. Or if you happen to be a raw marl, that would also be useful. But otherwise, all classes welcome. Final call as I come into here. Towards the future we go. Also, I like that the first letter of each of our names makes green GRN. We're now the green team on green ID. That works. Okay. So there's not really too much to talk about with TTF. I guess if people have questions on TTF, or if they haven't really done it before, I can talk about the process that I think about while we go through this. But this quest we have done so many times on stream, I'm not sure if I have anything new necessarily to say towards it. Yeah, I don't need to apply defense up. Deband is a waste of time to do this early, especially as a Ramar. The only time I need to potentially defense up is leading into the Worm Boss specifically, in case one of us doesn't get mag invincibility, because that could be kind of brutal. Also, chat, I got really scared while leveling that mag earlier that the White Force had, that's the Hugh New World mag, because I saw I had low synchro because I died a couple times, and then I realized, oops, no, I was still leveling power, and I almost leveled defense. That would have made me so sad. But fortunately, I just fed it a lot of monomates to correct that. Sure, I can now I can rebuff the team if I want to. Do a couple twirls here. So we might do some light quests to level ult characters as we get into XP week. Time to give up and buy a fully level mag instead. Pretty much. Welcome back, Tiggy. Sorry, Tiggy, we couldn't wait. There's potentially only 20-ish minutes left in the rare week. So we could not afford to wait longer. Because I think it transitions at 6, if I'm not mistaken now, instead of 7. So we're gonna have the last hurrah for Red Ring. Yeah, if not, I would have waited. If it was at like 7:30 or whatever, I would have waited, but I'm like, with only a half hour left, let's try to get 2 TTFs in. But you're welcome to hop in on the next one, Tiggy. We just started though. And let the team deal with those. Yes, I think also Nemesisadobe will be resting soon, so we'll have even more slots. And then we'll talk about what we want to do. If we want to focus on event quests, depends on how many people we have. It sounds like we're a bit low today. I know Vayne was busy. Vayne was looking to play with the group. Chris is sleeping. Cleave is doing NMU runs, which I don't mind at this point, for the most part. So if Cleave's around, I don't mind doing a 4-player Green ID NMU, just because the new mop-up operation, I said you, I meant O, has a lot of XP, so it's not a bad way to level alternate characters, or at least characters that are already high level and need a ton to level anyway. Okay, telepipes, as long as the group telepipes me, we'll be good to go. Thank you, team. There we go. We cross fingers for invincibility. When does XP week start? Like an hour. It'll either literally be a half hour because it's 6 o'clock, or I got the time zone wrong and it's 7 o'clock. But either way, this will be the last stretch of the rare week before it transitions. And during XP week, I think I'm more inclined to use cookies than I am to play the normal quests. So expect a lot of stuff starting Sunday to involve cookies. Oh yeah, I meant to ask Tiki. I don't think I got an answer. Are you free Sunday morning or Sunday afternoon if you wanted to level a new character? So I believe we had one person opt in so far. But I need commitment for whoever's saying yes. That yes, I will play for about 3 hours. Well, I mean, technically you could drop out, but then we need somebody to replace. Which might be a little rough, given it's kind of a weird run that we're doing. Because I don't have to start it at like 9:30. We could do other stuff as we wait for the group to appear. But at some point, Sunday, I would like to make an alternate character and rush them to 80. If people need help leveling in between, I could do regular massive attack bees. Technically could also Christmas Fiasco for them through just to get some coal, I guess. But that quest is kind of dangerous, to be honest, for new players. Unless they're forced, then it doesn't matter. Killed a couple of those hoping to get a present, to get the present. It's a bit sad. Buff timer looking a little suspect. I'm gonna safety reapply buffs here. Thank you for the free straw. Well, I got a little slow on the shot there. That was my bad. Reapply buffs while I can. There we go. That wasn't too bad. Okay, so I didn't see the confused trap set up here, which is fine. At this point, we could just do the freeze trap, old strats. So just so the team is aware, visual cue. If you're playing a cast, you stand exactly where I am and put the confused trap down on that tile. That's your visual cue. Ends in just over 24. Oh, did they? Is it not today? Is it not today they're transitioning? I thought it was Saturdays they transitioned. Or is it just the quest that they transitioned on Saturday? I'm confused now. Let me check in a moment then. If so, then I'm delaying the cookies. One moment. Question. Checking wiki. No, it changes Sunday 00 UTC. No, it should be over. Unless it's not... Yeah, I'm a little confused, Iggy. What you said does not align with what the wiki has. Now I'm confused. Hold on, chat. We're gonna look. Yeah, it goes to experience Sunday. 00 UTC would be, I believe, 6 o'clock our time. I don't know where this 24 hours comes from. I'm lost. Did they say they're extending it beyond the normal one? Oh, I'm not asking in Discord. Are they just not transitioning it? As I said before, it normally transitions on Saturdays. We had this conversation like 2 weeks ago, I think, where I was confused if it was 6 or 7 o'clock. Are they extending it or something because of all the server maintenance? Was there a reason given? Because as I said before, that's not normal. Oh, that's true. You know what? I was thinking it was Saturday. My bad, chat. That's what happens when I'm on vacation. Yeah, never mind. We're good. So Sunday will still be the cookie stuff. So I don't have to touch anything there. I don't know why I thought it was Saturday. Let's get rid of these. Clear the vault ops. Okay, then we'll go back to DD2 if you want after this. Yeah, my bad. I thought it was Saturday for some reason. I think when I looked up the Corrin drops, I confused myself. I'm pretty sure that's what happened. I knew it was Friday because it's Dungeon Drafters, but mentally, because I looked at the list for Corrin where it flips between Saturday and Sunday, or Friday and Saturday, I went ahead a day. I blame Corrin's, chat. That's what I blame. Yeah, we're good then. It should transition at, I think, 6. Can you check the UTC time and just officially say, is it 6 p.m. Saturday or 7 p.m. for East Coast? Does chat know? I'm assuming it's 6, because I thought it was 7 last time. I'm assuming it's 6. Is expected time. Yeah, we'll do one of these, then we'll do DD2 for a few runs. Oops, menu fail. He's trying to gaslight you. Not intentionally. I got confused what day it was. It's what happens when tired and also vacation. Let's get through these enemies. I mean, I'm happy to do more TTF here, for sure. I still want more TTF, so I'm glad I get another few days of TTF. So we'll squeeze in next bonus stream on Saturday, our last bit of runs, which will focus on either TTF, or technically if somebody really wants something like Parasitic Gene Flow. I'm not looking for it. I know Chris, who I normally do a lot of runs for, is not looking for it. I don't know if Tiggy's still looking for it, because we got Tiggy the Parasitic Gene Flow last time. So there hasn't been like a high demand for it, but technically if the chat wanted their own Dark Flow, we could do that. Rip the buffs though. Think you'll never say no to another PGF? Then we could do one of those as a warm-up. Come on, Psycho Wand. Oh no, nobody's helping with the Sorcerer. No! No! This is a problem. Why am I by myself in this room? I just need like one touch to kill him. There we go, we're good. Now we can flee. Yeah, just remember, green ID team, we kill the Sorcerer. Now we're good. So I'm gonna put down a telepipe as well for anybody looking to come back. Oh, no I can't, apparently. Not enough TP. Okay, team is ready now. Okay, so let's switch to Heaven Striker and let's proceed. Yeah, so we could do the honorary Parasitic Gene Flow. To be honest with you, I feel like from my general odds from when we do it, I feel we're within 2 of getting one. Because I usually get one around every 10, and I feel like it did at least 6 since then. So it could be a little more. But it's also during Enhanced Rare Up, so we have to adjust our expectations of number of runs with the new rare drop. I got stuck. That feeling when you try to walk away from them, but they say no. Deal with you, deal with you. Did I get double hit there? Why did I take like 600 damage there? That's crazy. I must have been double hit. The strongest spinners known to mankind apparently are hitting me. Okay. In that case, we'll see who's around, because so far we have Adraeus, we have Tiggy. I believe Adobe was looking to go to sleep after this run. So we'll need other people to come in. So I'm not sure, Rothin, if you'd like to hop in to do some runs today. Or if there's anybody else in Ultimate that would like to join us. We're doing a mix of Uber Rares, question mark, slash DD2s at some point. I don't know why I did that over my other ability. Let's go backwards. Too slow. Oh, I get another try at this. Now, the problem is it could be focused on the people in front of me, so I'm just gonna walk backwards, yeah. Oh, actually, I had invincibility. I shouldn't even have done that at all. Never mind. GG. On the plus side, what you could try to do is if you think it's tracking you and you walk backwards, you can actually make the lasers move away from the group. So I think I ended up doing that because I moved a little early, which worked out because I was invincible and the team was just wailing away on the boss. So we'll count that as a win ultimately, even if that wasn't the original intent. Team's buffs are about to wear off, which is unfortunate. I'd recommend team you start running towards me. I'm at the bottom of the arena. Try to do a little bit of damage. Hopefully that will not set it over. I'm not going to hit the boss if we're given the opportunity. I think we haven't done exactly half yet. We're close. If we don't hit it, I think we get another good cycle. I'm going to reapply some buffs. Just don't hit it. Should not do the next phase. Oh, it did. Never mind. Never mind. That was my bad. I need to remember the exact HP threshold. I thought it was, or is the boss of... Does the boss have 2100 at the beginning? I always forget. The boss usually takes damage so quick, I never pay attention to max health. So maybe it was 10,500 was the halfway part. So I'm pretty sure it's at 50%. I just thought it was at 20,000 flat. Oh well, not a big deal. We just damage the boss then. I'll revive if the team dies. Oh. Short cycled again? Come on, game. The short cycle makes it take forever when that happens. We need the long cycle there. Come on. Well, we're gonna try our best here. Okay. This is unbelievably terrible false luck. Fault, please. Fault, please. Stop short cycling. It makes this fight take forever when this happens. Okay, at least it's lined up for this invulnerability period. Holy, that was bad luck with the false forms. We could have been done like a minute and a half ago. That was bad luck. One would hope that if they make us work for it like that it gives us something nice. Just give me Meseta. I don't even want Red Ring. Just Meseta. Just don't trap vision me. I don't want trap vision. Oh, I think I got Meseta. Okay, good. I got what I asked for, chat. Just like I don't even want the Red Ring. Stupid short cycles there. That adds a lot of time. So what's kind of unfortunate about that final phase in particular is that there are certain shorter cycles and certain longer cycles that are actually bad. We want it to basically come down and be targetable, and when it goes to Link, it then becomes invincible. That's the preferred pattern when it does it. But also, we want it to do it at least 2 more times than what it was doing. So that way we have more opportunities to hit it in between those phases. So getting like the immediate short cycle to short cycle was just rude. I think we might mix it up to respective tomorrow with the team. We haven't done one like at all, I think, during the event, so might as well do it. I'm gonna bring in who should we bring in? We bring in Blue ID Force or Hugh Numeral. Honestly, our damage is probably okay. I don't know how much we really need a Force for this. I think I'll just bring in my Hugh Numeral. I'd rather have her accuracy, to be honest. Alright, so let's mix things up. Let's put stuff away. No, you don't even have to be Force. So the thing with the damage patch is Forces really aren't necessary anymore, sad to say, on a lot of the runs. Oh, Rothan's busy working? Gotcha. Yeah, like this is one of the runs where after the damage patch, I literally don't see the point in playing Force in episode 2 at all anymore. It's not even remotely efficient. I don't think you save even a fraction of a second of time. Unless there's some kind of cutoff at like super high sphered gear where that becomes true again. We had literally the same clear time with Hugh Numeral that we did with the Force, but we had much higher accuracy, so we're able to speed up the beach segments. And it's not like we can debuff half the bosses in the run anyway, which is where we would save time. And instead we're able to at least do some damage with the other characters. I mean, if my gear is truly not great, I'll be like Blue Force into it. But honestly, shift to 20 is good enough. If we have like 2 Rangers, it's probably enough DPS. As long as 2 players have Cannon Rouge, it's over, as far as I'm concerned. Yeah, I'll host a couple RTs. So RT's not my favorite thing to do, aka respective tomorrow, because it's a lot of walking, and chat knows how I feel about long walks, given our earlier conversations. but it is a decent amount of XP, and if you bring in Hell, it's really great. If you don't have Hell, it's fine. I'll try to bring it in with this character. Because I have Smart Link on, I'm just going to unequip a Heavenly Power and bring a V502. So that way I can maybe rapid kill the whole room. Don't think you've done this one before? Well, we'll try to break it down for you. I think somebody else in the chat was looking to do it. So come join us, Tiggy. So for those not aware what kind of quest this is a boss rush that got really confused what the word rush means, and it has a lot of rooms that waste a lot of time. It's recommended you don't do this quest. No, you can step in, Adraeus. I think we literally... there's none of the normal people here, sadly, because we're still a little early. For East Coast, people might not have gotten off early for Friday holiday. Some people have. I know my family did, for example. Alright, so I'm gonna bring V502. Yeah, I'd recommend if you have Hell, there's literally a segment where it is the world's most boring shooting gallery. If you don't have a Hell handgun, I can loan one to you. But, yeah. Okay, do I have everything I need? I probably have too many weapons here. That's fine, I'll sort through as we go through. So here's what I recommend. We're going to be going through each of the beginning areas. Temple, if you have Hell Needle, V502, great, saves time. Don't have it, fine, bring Charge Arm. If you're going through point by point, you might want Cure Paralysis. Maybe? There are a couple flowers. Obviously, if you're cast, that's not a big deal, but there's a couple flowers in Temple that could be kind of annoying. For now, I'm not going to quit V502 because I don't need it for anything. I'm just going to make sure I have 10 souls, and I need to also make sure my other setup is ready. So if I need to cure, see, that's not in the right setup. If I need to rapidly cure, I have my soul atomizers ready to go. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now so I don't confuse myself later. So essentially, we're going to go through Temple. Temple leads to Barber Ray. Barber Ray is boring. I mean, whatever you bring on the worm boss to kill it, usually it's a Cannon Rouge to hit it initially. If you are a Hunter, probably Slicer. Once it's vulnerable, honestly, if you're given some time to set up like Excalibur and Gungnir, but most of the time, if you don't know what side of the raft it's going to be on, if you're a brand new player, I would just default to holding a Slicer, to be honest with you, until you learn what side the boss is going to be on. Because unlike the normal worm boss, it's going to very quickly leave the raft. So hopefully you'll be able to follow us if you haven't seen what pattern it does normally. But anyway, there's not really like hard waves per se. We usually save a lot of freeze traps for the later parts rather than the early, but I'm not saying you can't do it to save some time. So if you have 2 casts, it's possible to split the duties a little bit. But honestly, in Temple, there's not really a lot that is like super spooky. Like, just be aware, like, there's going to be 2 lilies in the beginning, so just make sure that one of the players is going towards one of them. So team went to that one, I'm going to go for the one that's closer. So some of this is reactionary, like, I haven't played it in a while, but it's like, just respective tomorrow, it'll be fun. So there's not really any special places. There's like, my favorite wave of the game is in this quest where we see the 3 Rappies into Hildelt. That's fun. We're already done with the room. Team can leave. Just go forward with Tiggy. I'm just going to hit the Rappies with Fireball. So I can still do the same duty that a Force would do here, which is buffs, and hopefully hit the Rappies. So we're going to kill some very basic enemies. There's nothing really crazy about this. Just standard episode 2 BS with like the annoying hallways. Then we go into a room which is very rude. I believe it's 2 lilies on each of the sides here. So I'm going to go forward and kill the one that Tiggy's looking at, and then team can kill the other one. And then I believe this is my favorite spawn in the game, 3 Rappies. Yeah, 3 Rappies into Hildelt. It's funny when the end one ends up being Hildator. Then it feels like a very dramatic reveal. Otherwise, like, if you wanted to freeze trap here, you could. But you could see, like, they die really quickly with charge items. So honestly, depending on the skill of your team, like, you're just not really going to bother with too many traps here. As we've seen before, though, be very careful about photon blasting. If those Hildelts, anytime you see them leap in, are not able to leap in the room because you've activated photon blast, it will break the AI. We're going to take the shortcut here. This is probably like the knowledge check of the run to make sure you don't go to the random item rooms that waste time. So we're just going to go here, and there's going to be a lot of lilies, so just be ready to just assist with lilies. So I'm going to go for the furthest one, so chat's able to deal with the lily next to me. What I recommend in solo play is that if you stand near the other one, it'll try to melee you, and you can safely shoot the other one. So that way you don't need to necessarily bring EDK into the list. So you can see here we're getting a rotation of enemies on either side. As long as, like, I'm facing forward and the team is either facing back or to the side, we should be fine. But you'll see us run forward because there are very long delays in between doors opening, which is incredibly obnoxious, I would just like to state. Can I hit it with... Yeah, I can hit one of them with Razond. There's also a lot of traps in this hallway. This is the troll hallway. Casts can see there's like a million of them. They follow you around. If you're a force, you can get rid of them with Rabarda. If you're anybody else, it does like no damage and it just wastes your time because they decided that that would be appropriate to put in a boss rush for some reason. I don't know. I have no other comments towards it. So anyway, as long as the team, whenever you're in a long room like this, at least 2 go up, 2 go down, or even me by myself is mostly fine. We should have like decent coverage. Like we could just pivot and react to where people are standing. It's not a hard quest so far. There's nothing really where it's like, oh, you gotta look out for the 7 million lily room with like 4 sabers. No, none of that really exists in this quest. But generally speaking, it helps as you're trying to divide duties and you're playing the quest over and over again, that you'll figure out, you know, pay attention to where the hill delts are. Those are the ones that might need, for example, some work from the hunters. Rangers can kind of pick whatever they want. If you see Indie Belras, that's usually your target if you're a hunter. And believe it or not, we're already done. So, quest time. So, I don't really have a great way of hitting this multiple times at a distance. I think I'm going to use Rambling May, but yeah. Oh, I didn't bring Excalibur with me. It's on my other character. It's annoying. My bad, team. I have Charged Gunyear, which is okay. The last couple times I played this boss has glitched out. I actually don't know what side it's going to be on because it glitched so badly last time we played. Speaking of which, did you see that? Did you see that? It's not supposed to do that, by the way. That's the glitch I'm talking about, where it was very clearly on the left and it went psych and just went on the right side for some reason. So anyway, enjoy seeing the boss. You're about to not see it for the next minute and a half. So if you've not played this before, there's going to be little annoying pig things that go on the side of the raft. In addition, at some point, tendrils will pierce the raft where you are standing, and they will attempt to either poison you with the blue ones or the tendrils, or if you see the orange ones of the pig rays, they'll paralyze you like that. And that could be really, really bad if you're a human character. However, remember, in PSO, it can only remember one status ailment at a time. So if you do get paralyzed, try to get poisoned so you get cured. Unfortunately, I think we lost our opportunity to cure it, but that's why we soul atomizers. Spam some heal. So we're going to go to the corner of the raft. Standing in front of the worm causes you to get hit. We're going to get another couple opportunities to hit the boss, but we got to be a little careful here. That's going to give us a repeat of what we had before. I'm going to use Charged Gunyear to slap it a little bit. It's not bad. Not bad. I still prefer Excalibur for it, but it's not a bad backup. And get ready for the biggest waste of time in a boss rush you've ever seen. Remember, the timer was 5:40 when the boss officially died. Remember, chat, it was 5:40 when the death sequence ended. Just remember that timer, chat. Just remember we're in a boss rush. The game clearly wants you to go quickly. Like lightning fast. There's so many things you have to pay attention to, like where the raft exits. It's really complicated, chat. You just hold forward. Maybe you'll save some time. So anyway, that was a solid 40 seconds of nothing. Thank you, game. This one is actually somewhat technically more interesting to run than the other one. So this is where if you have Hell, I'd recommend you potentially swap into it for some of the waves. So there's going to be a series of dub switches on the ceiling. We need to pay attention to those. Team will come in one of two sides. If someone is a Cannon Rouge, you can hit these switches early and skip a majority of these waves. It ends up being a very long hallway walk simulator. So we have Tiggy here turning around and shooting the entrance where a dub switch was in the ceiling. And then we use our Hell handgun with our V502 to kill the wolf in order to proceed. So if you have V502, this is where, even if you don't have a Hell Needle, this would be where you would start using it. In the previous area, technically in Forest, it'd be good to do there. So we can see at the far end, there's a dub switch. So chat killed the wolf. The dub switch is optional. I'll shoot it because it's funny. just if there's no, I don't need it, but who knows? Maybe chat got a present from it. Photon drop. It's not needed. So anyway, there's going to be a pan arm that appears, and normally it'd be kind of annoying, but we got V502, so I'm not really that worried. Anyway, room's over. Chat destroyed the switch that was behind me. I think on this side wall versus directly behind me. And, yep. I'm gonna pause. If you have a Cannon Rouge, if you look directly in front of me, there's that little alcove that's actually blocking the switch that we should be able to shoot if we had a Cannon Rouge. Sadly, I do not have a Cannon Rouge. Oh, chat actually died to Del Saber. That actually messed me up. Would have killed the Del Saber there. Shame. Del Saber only has 60 death resistance, and remember, it'll be about... Ooh, I don't remember. 93%, 60, 33, doubled, 66% chance to kill, if I'm doing math correctly, with the V502. Chat turning around, immediately hitting the switch that was above the door. Those are things you really need the Cannon Rouge to do. You need a bazooka, more specifically, because the explosion will pierce and hit through the wall, so normal shots will not hit that. And we're already at the next boss. I don't really have a good weapon for this either, to be honest. I do okay damage with Last Swan here, but it's not great. So the sad thing about this boss, you can't debuff it. Oh, it's team typing. Okay, there we go. So I'm gonna hold forward. I don't have invincibility. Worst case scenario. So it does random elemental breath if you've never seen the boss before. If you have invincibility, just hold forward like big dummy and don't care about it. Otherwise, I'm gonna back up and respect it because I don't feel like getting shocked out of existence. So I'm just gonna choose to calmly dodge that. Team will hit a lot of bazooka shots. When you see it lift up, back up if you don't have invincibility, as it will knock you down. I did not back up far enough. So sadly, if I could debuff this boss, I could. Let's try to hit it with some Last Swan for some damage. And then Rambling May is able to hit despite the difference in height. I only need one more shot to land. Team, please. Thank you. It's like, we're so close to killing. There we go. Unfortunately, this boss fight has a very annoying gimmick of a, like, angled height, so it could be kind of awkward walking around when the boss is dead. If you happen to have not killed the boss will split into 3 clones. One of them is real. All of them do stupid damage, potentially, if they have Ice Breath. And they are a big waste of time. So fortunately, we didn't see that attack. Now, if you have a Hell handgun at all, even if it's like V501, not even V502, we're in the most boring part of the quest. So sit back, relax, fall asleep. We're now fighting the Endless Geese. Everything is basically weak to Hell except for the Gaigui. If you see Gaigui, that's like the only time you need to swap. Everything is Hellable. I will try to walk for where I remember the Marillas being. Those also potentially slow down the time a lot. So try to take a look, even if I fail in my demonstration here. Look for the Marillas, as if they do not stand up, the chat cannot kill them. So I see they're up here, so I'm going to start running there. Chat's going to handle the ones that were down south. The reason being is while they're underground like that, they can't be targeted. So I'm going to get close enough so that they can become targetable. Chat can presumably shoot the bees that are attacking me, and if not, I'll kill them eventually myself. Oh, you're not going to teleport in front of me? Oh, now you do? Whatever. Did I miss an 87% shot altogether? That really sucks. Game, please. I'm using Smart Link, which reduces the penalty for ranged weapons. I highly recommend you bring one in if you're playing a hunter and you're looking to snipe like that. Otherwise, the ability to hit at a distance with special is basically 0. I believe the maximum penalty at max distance of pistol is minus 45 ATA. So imagine if you saw that 87%, you minus 45 it, that would be your chance more or less there. Yeah. Fortunately, most of their weaknesses are about 50-50, so even without a V unit, it's still probably faster to go for the insta-kill here. It's preferable if you do have one. If we do this again and you're sticking around, I have a V501 to loan, which is better than nothing, because it adds 50% to the kills. Instead of it being roughly a 50-50, it'll be somewhere between 66 and 75%, depending on the enemy. Which, again, better than 50-50. It's gonna be like 4 Bs in a line if I remember diagonal. Deal with you. Oops. Oh, maybe I missed that wave while I was killing the other enemies. Whoops. Take that luck material, though. But as you can see, there's no... Oh, chat sometimes detours to the side here, by the way. I don't think you can hell them. I'll just showcase just so team sees it. There are some boxes in here. Sinnoh Barrel is here. I don't think it has a weakness to hell. It's a bit riskier to kill. So just pure DPS. People do that for box checks. There's also an enemy that appears here to try to ambush you on the way out, but team already picked him off. Otherwise, completely optional. You don't have to do those. They're more like, sure, I'll check to see if something good dropped. Yeah, so if you're playing a Force, God Technique with Megid is probably okay. I mean, definitely if you don't have a V unit and max ATA, it'll be better to do it. Blue ID happens to get Jaya, amongst other things, and hopefully Gal Griffin Wing at some point. We're finally going to start seeing something other than something we have to hell over and over again, but it's going to be only a couple of enemies. And as you can see, it's just relentlessly boring, slow spawns. There's very big delays in the enemies in general. So it ends up being a lot of waiting, even with people spread out. So fortunately, we're past the waiting period. So let's talk about the next boss, Gal Griffin. So normally you're not supposed to debuff the boss, but since the DMC patch and potentially 2 players having Cannon Rouge exist in the party, we're going to do our best to kill them. I'm going to switch to Rambling May since this hits regardless of height. So what'll happen, if you don't move from the start, stand perfectly still when we're in the boss battle, the boss will sail overhead and not hit you with the first attack. That's the first thing that's a knowledge check for new players. Now, when it sweeps by, you can hit it with the Cannon Rouge, so feel free to rotate as needed to aim the Cannon Rouge. Potentially, you could do, in multiplayer, somewhere between 15 and 40% of the boss's health before it even does anything else. Adraeus says you put yours away? What do you mean you put yours away? Oh, you put it... Oh, like, you put it in the bank? Oh, no. No. Always bring those out for boss rushes. Yeah, next time, definitely bring it. It's useful in Worm Boss when it's on the side. And Gal Griffin, you miss a lot of DPS. We're talking a difference of you could have been doing 6,000, and instead you're probably going to do 600. It's a very noticeable damage difference. So it is risky for me to go for the debuff here. Normally I would debuff, but if we only have 1 Cannon Rouge, we're not going to do enough damage to justify it, sadly. So the boss would have been at about probably 20,000 if I debuffed and the 2 Cannon Rouge hit. So a third of the boss's health would have been gone right then and there. And if we had 3 Rangers, then it's really dead really quickly. After it lands, it's worth debuffing. The reason being is the game tries to punish you if you debuff it. I don't know if it applies to both debuffs, but from a habit, I just don't bother. It'll eventually go up in the sky and do annoying things. These tornadoes will instantly kill high HP characters, by the way. Have fun with that. Oh, Zalor is fine, it's just Jelen. Thank you for the clarity. In which case, we'll Zalor the boss. So yeah, this is where just Bazooka does so much damage, potentially. I'm getting knocked down, sadly, so I didn't get to participate in that boss battle, but we use our Zalor at least. So finally, we're going through the long walk. If you have Hell, you could kind of keep it out. Maybe there's the squid monsters, the squiggly arms. To no one's surprised I did not kick out Griffin's Wing as the spare from that. The squiggly arms and the red robots and Morphos are weak to hell, but you'll need to be able to do damage. So I'm going to leave V502 on with Hell Handgun because my damage is pretty high. And base CTP is 1143. So for these squids, I'm going to Hell them for people that don't have it. Otherwise, if people had swapped out units, like let's say you're lower level and you need power, it's probably better you lean a little more towards power as a newer player and just let the other players that have additional slots from levels deal with the hells there. So there are a lot of targets that can be held. Just be warned for the Sinozoas, they only have an 80% chance, so it's probably better to ATP them. Sometimes I do it as a joke if I see it's being hard focused, just to kill it slightly faster. But we're gonna go down here. Chad already killed that enemy. Rip that enemy. So here's our Morphos. If you don't look at them and shoot them, like see how I'm shooting them without looking at them by looking towards the edge of the hallway, the enemy will never fire its laser and you'll never take damage. That's the other big knowledge check episode 2. If you don't know that, this area is way more irritating than it should be, because just attempting to fire at them will cause a laser that will knock you down, or if you have high HP, you'll take like 1600 damage and die. Now I'm going to do an optional step to make it easier for us. I'm going to go to the right here. What that does is it turns off poison in the upcoming room, so you don't lose health over time. It's purely optional. High level play will probably never touch it, but I don't feel like dealing with it. Also for the chainsaw, my timing strategy is I don't care, I'm holding forward. I will never stop holding forward. I'm like, listen. If it hits me, it hits me. So normally what would have happened pre-DMC, there's a room towards the end of the run. Ooh, my buffs are wearing off. A room towards the end of the run where we... Oh, this is also kind of a problem. I'm going to back up slightly. Up the ramp, I think. Oh, we're good. Oh, Delbeater's... Oh, okay, never mind. Delbeater's not in this room. We're good. So anyway, we don't have to kill the Rico boxes there. That much I remembered. Oh, is it? Oh, it might be this room. Yeah, this is this room. So if you have Fireball, you put a little Fireball out. I hit the wrong spell. That was my bad. In order to stop it from charging. I realized my buttons were wrong a little too late into my conversation. I'll fix that. Maybe... Okay, oh, it's on button 5 in both palettes. Okay, that's fine. I'll just use it on the first palette then. But anyway, killing those Rico boxes is optional. Chat's just doing that for XP. As soon as you kill the Delbeater, you keep moving. So we're just gonna keep on walking since Respective Tomorrow is a big walk simulator for some reason. They don't respect your time. Now be careful in this room, because if you're a low-level character, as you come through these boxes, about where I'm shooting, a couple of robots are gonna appear, and they will usually jump at you. So see how I shot forward and nothing was there, and then I shot again after a short delay and they were? That can trick new players. You can end up taking a lot of damage from that. If you want to stop them from jumping at you, you could just walk forward a little bit in Rabarda or Gafoe, and that will keep them grounded. Otherwise, there's some boxes right in front of us, and to the hard right. How have I missed this many health shots? This is crazy. Game, please. V5021, miss every shot. There's a little alcove back here you could use to hit the box that was up on the ceiling there. Ceiling's not quite the right word. High up on the wall near the ceiling is more accurate. So we're coming up to one of the harder rooms, but not quite there yet. Fortunately, we just have some Rico boxes. Now, I believe this is optional, but depending on the character, you will kill them. So once you're done with the basics of the room, eventually... Oh, I see what happened. It's on this button. I understand. So if you wait long enough, Morphos will spawn. You don't have to do this. This is just more if a Morphos has something useful. So for example, if you happen to be playing, I don't know, like Sky ID and it gives you Twin Blaze, those are the reasons you would stop for it. I don't recall offhand what Blue ID gives, so I'll just showcase that you kill those enemies. You can wait for that laser gate. I don't really care. The worst that happens is little turrets pop up. And when you're at the end of the hallway, it super doesn't matter. It doesn't even delay you at all, so don't bother at the end. So as we kill the boxes on the side, again, we're going to have a couple of surprise Sinnohs about roughly in the middle of the room to try to punish the player. Special attack, please. So here they come. The chat was on it with the frozen shooters. Hard shutdown to the Sinnohs. We're going to pause trick to just walk through and not target, so we walk faster. With that, we're almost at the final set of enemies, where the game very cruelly ambushes you as you go through this hallway. As I said before, spoilers, I'm not waiting. Just let it hit me. Oh, the hell went off. Oh, I saved time. I did it, chat. I optimized. I believed in like that 30-ish% chance. So anyway, if you're playing solo or playing with low number of players, you'd actually walk into that buzzsaw as a group collectively until you had Mag Blast. Spoilers, with DMC patch, it just is not really relevant anymore. Our damage total should just be completely unfairly broken. I'm gonna try Charge Vulcan on this fight. It should be a lot of damage. So what'll happen is everybody will hold forward, because that's where the boss should be targetable. If you're a high-level force, you can actually debuff before the boss is visible. I'm gonna wait until it's visible, since I don't know the range. Well, I guess I could try it once without the boss lowering to see if it reaches with level 20. Might as well just do it and test it. But essentially, we're gonna get about a 5 to 8 second window to hit the boss before it does one of its random patterns. Oh, it does work from all the way up there. That's kind of unfair. So we did half of the boss's health in one phase, and we might get another chance to hit it here. Ooh, we got an unlucky pattern. The one where it rotates a lot is not the one we want to see at all. But that's probably going to kill some players. Speaking of which, I got murdered. Thank you, team. That is one of the worst patterns to see. Well, okay, if you get tagged by this, spam Resta for your team, or spam mates. Holy, this might actually be the worst pattern I've ever seen. Team, if you're being juggled, spam items to heal. You can heal while being hit by that, by the way, because I can Resta. So I know it gives you enough iframes to do something. Holy, that was one of the worst patterns I've ever seen. Game, please. I can't believe this. We're getting this attack again? Seriously? Wow. Anyway. We want to see this attack. This is the attack we want to see, because we're actually able to fight back during this phase. We don't want to see anything else that we just saw. So I guess you saw worst case scenario. Where all it does is waste your time, or take you on the Ferris wheel. Or merry-go-round, I guess. Anyway, if you're player 1, immediately hold to the left, you want to go past the sword tip. You have to play Catch the Spirit, so don't go to where the spirit is, go to where the spirit is going to be. So it's going to zip in front of me, and I'm going to catch it. So the sword tip and then just hold one direction is the tip for you. Every other player should get real close. Wait a little bit. Don't attack right away. Remember, it has to look around first or it's going to punish. So don't attack right away. I think you are good to go. Good to go. Do some damage. Uh-oh, team is lacking some boss weapons. Normally the boss is dead by that point, so now I gotta improvise. Boss is almost dead. I don't want to hit the other pieces of the boss. I just want to kill the boss here. I think I gotta heal and run. I think I actually have to heal. Oh! Hi, team. Hello, team. Scaring me there, team. I'm pretty sure we don't have enough DPS. So sadly there. I think we're just lacking boss weapons. My damage was okay. Tiggy's damage was okay. But yeah, we were missing out big time there. Yeah, that time our damage was like really low, like even for normal gameplay. Normally what'll happen, Chad, if you have 3 people with Vulcans, that boss doesn't even get to move from that spot. So that was a bit surprising to even see it move there. We did get a little unlucky with the other pattern. I don't really have any comments towards it, but something happened where I feel like maybe Charge Vulcan wasn't used or something. Missed most of your shots and then got kicked, that would do it. So if you don't have an add-on reader, make sure to normal heavy special. Don't special. So make sure if you have an add-on reader, follow the accuracy guide. It matters a lot. If you're trying to special, you are gonna miss all your shots. Welcome, Zero Raider. Hope you're doing well. But that I can only recommend you get add-ons to tell you the exact accuracy. Technically, we put in a calculator so you can see exactly what accuracy weapon will be. So if you, for example, if you have a Charge Vulcan with 30 hit and you want to see what that adds to each of your shots versus Olga Flow, we have a link to it. I'm going to put it in the chat here for people that are curious. Let's see. Where is it? The combo calculator will take a look at your weapon and the enemy's evasion. So you either do that prior to the run and understand that, or just play with the add-on reader, which I find much easier for the add-on reader to do what it needs to do. I'll showcase the same run, but this time I'll play a Force. It's basically the same run. Basically nothing changes. Blow away the Hell Handgun. I can loan out a V502 for the quest, potentially. Oh, oops, I forgot to talk to her. I always forget to do that. Up we go. We gotta report it, chat. We're probably gonna get double S rank or triple S rank. Oh, oops. I have to talk to you first. Think her than him. This regular S rank, that's fair. I'll go back to Heavenly Power on this character for later. Yeah, if you're not max ATA, that's also a problem. That boss does require you to have good hit percentage. Okay. So we'll try one more time, but I'm going to try it as a Force and see how we feel about it. We could do some safety PV Blast. Yeah, this should be good. But yeah, definitely felt like I only saw Tiggy doing damage, and then I did damage, and then no damage. Other than that, I was like, what happened? We missed like 7,000 or so. That should have happened. But oh well. Yeah, probably do some normals into charge. Hopefully that'll fix it. Just play Mr. Freeze into it. It's not that different than playing Hunural. It usually relies on the other team being a little stronger. So like for the Hunural, I can be some damage for it. And then I think with our current group, we will probably PP chain. So funny enough, I'm gonna bring something to help me with this. TiggySRK, we're gonna do one more of these, and then we'll probably switch quests after this. So 2, TiggySRK. Just showcasing it again, this time from the perspective of a Force. So funny enough, I don't think I need double adept. I'm gonna remove one of these adepts. I'm actually gonna use one of my ult items. I hope I left one in his bank, or I'm gonna feel so sad I can't show this off. This is like the run I would use it on. Where is it? Does he really not have one? That is so disappointing on so many levels. So he's a Sulfurino though. Good to know. Oh no, do I not have one? Let's take a look. Oh, I don't have one. Oh, that's so sad. Diggy, do you have a PB crate? They're all on my other character, apparently. They're not on this character. That's so sad. So normally what I do, because I don't feel like making the team wait for me to build meter. Yeah, could you loan it to me? I have like 1 million. They're just not on this character, sadly. I'll need to make sure to put one there later. The last boss drop items, yes. It's like literally in the middle of the floor. It probably dropped Meseta. Okay, Tiggy's saving with the PB create. The reason this is important is that we have so much waiting in this quest, I could literally just be building Mag Blast. Yeah, there's no boxes, but... you know what? My accuracy in multiplayer is so booty. I don't think I'm gonna worry about those other things. Thinks since I have 88% chance I'll hit special. Yeah, but you're a hunter, right? If you don't have Smart Link on, remember, distance equals penalty. You had much less than 88%. Oh, if you have Smart Link, then it's 88 all the way through. Okay, then that's fine then. Then it was 88%. Yeah, hunters unfortunately have to go through that extra hurdle. Yeah, so as I said before, I actually think the secret tech to being useful as a force in this particular scenario for Respective Tomorrow is if you're playing with people that potentially will need the PB link, it is 1000% better to just bring PB create, because it's going to be ticking up constantly. It's a long quest. It's you know, potentially like 15 minutes or so just to get to the final fight. And as you saw, we had 40 seconds of waiting, so that by itself is 2 PB. So I just need to get to 30 by the end of the run. So if the team is really efficient, I'm either not going to get any meter, because I'm never struck, or if the team is inefficient, then I can get to a higher level, potentially max earlier than normal. It's already at 1%. The run otherwise really isn't that different between them. So same kind of thing as before. I'm going to go forward this room. As long as Shad leaves, we'll get the Rappies. I'm now at 2%, and we're just in the first room. To just give you an idea, like, it really does add up. And honestly, as I said before, you don't really need things like add up for the run. Add up's is kind of greedy. It's just you don't want to spend tri-fluids. I sometimes just go like double PBs, or I even do PB increase versus PB create, which apparently is on one of my other characters, because that's the unit I should keep floating between different characters. And as you can see, like, I'm already at 3%, and the only way I can gain meter as a reminder as a force is to attack with ATP, which I absolutely do not want to do in like a majority of the rooms, or I take damage. Which again, I don't want the team to get knocked down, so I'm either going to be rebartering or just... Oh. No Lily? Okay. Unfortunate. I don't think it's anything of interest. Yeah, it's garbage. Unfortunate. Where's that when I'm playing Pink ID game, huh? Why aren't you on a useful ID? Where were you in the Psycho Wand runs? But anyway, within the first minute and a half, you can see I'm at 5%. So just get an idea, they stack with each other. So you would be at 100 PB really early. So if the team happened to build a lot of meter because they're taking a lot of damage, or they're not using charge, they're using just regular attacks, which do build meter. In either scenario, you're going to be ready for it. So Tiggy is basically just bought in for not a donate, but like a full mag chain. So that way the team no longer needs to wait for me. Forces units are so pointless in episode 2. I would even argue you could just get rid of V801, even in this run, altogether. Pointless, garbage, throw it away, useless. I'm not going to bother damaging most of the bosses. I will try to Zalor, though. So if you have a Glide Divine, which... Does this character have it? Oh, I don't have it on him. But anyway, if you had a Glide Divine, I recommend using it in this quest. Mostly just for debuff ranges. Like, it makes it a little easier to debuff the Worm Boss at a distance. It's not needed. It's not super needed. And again, only the real early parts of the run we're going to see ATP. After this, or even this part of the run, you also wouldn't see it. So, like, for example, Rappy could be insta-kill here, so I can randomly Meagid. It could save time. But, like, most of these enemies, 80%, it's probably not going to land unless I'm a, you know, Hell Needle spammer that happens to hit 5 targets and rolls the dice 5 times. But you can believe. Maybe it'll work. You got nothing better to do as the Force. Like, there I just insta-killed. There I just insta-killed again. So, like, you can technically save a lot of time without having good accuracy. So if you really have no V units, Meagid with God Technique is okay. Because at least you get 7% higher than in people that are just using the handgun without. So we're coming up to the worm boss yet again. I have no idea what side it's going to be on because it is super glitchy. Will it be the right side? Will it be the left side? Who knows? I don't think it's supposed to be random. I don't think it is, but it effectively is. So are you going to juke me? You're going to be in left and then go right? Where are you going to go? Oh. There we go. You went on the right side that time. So I managed to get a really solid Zalor. I only missed one piece with it, but it's not a piece that the team's able to hit anyway. So team's able to get as many rockets as they can here. Its weakness is Chain Lightning, at least. So if I want to do some damage, I could participate like a little bit. But otherwise, my damage is not going to be super high. Their Cannon Rouging and my other things will work okay. Sadly, these things are basically immune to spells, so if you wanted to kill these with spells, be prepared to be disappointed because episode 2 hates forces. Remember that. Like, oh boy, I did 25 of its 360 health, chat. Let me just cast Rabarta 12 more times to kill something that people can one-shot. So annoying. Speaking of annoying, I'm just gonna wait in the corner of the raft until it's ready to play. It's here. We're gonna just Chain Lightning whatever we do here. Almost dead. Unfortunately, my Gazan there actually made a difference because the team did Cannon Rouge it a lot, so it's already dead. So that's the plus side. I have some synergy with the Ranger on this fight. I have 0% synergy with the upcoming fight. I do nothing. I can't debuff the boss. I can't hurt the boss with spell damage. I'm like, what am I gonna do? Like 200 damage with Gazan? Who cares? Oh yeah, it was like 532 or whatever. So anyway, this entire time, chat, I've been building the PB meter thanks to Tiggy's unit. I have to go figure out where they are. I have a lot of them. I got a lot of them from gambling, and I got one of them improved to PB increase because I got really bored one day, and that shaves off a few seconds. And sometimes getting meter earlier matters. So if the team had been building meter, team, just let us know what meter you're up to, just to give chat an idea. We're waiting for the boat anyway. Yeah, so 63, so they're getting close-ish. 33, 37. So yeah, I'm like, if I had 2 units stacked, I would have been about 36, to give chat an idea, because they do stack, from what I recall. or I've been living a lie with those units, one of the above. So that's my secret unit for RT, because I recognize the Force has nothing better to do. If you see the wolf here, you can meek it. So my preferred units are God Technique, PB Create, maybe add up to save TP. It's not super relevant. I veto one just to speed up heals, I guess. Speed up Meagid. Faster Meagid's okay. So yeah, Chad will eventually destroy that. I'm gonna hit it with Razond. Bonk. So yeah, as long as Chad has 2 Cannon Rouges here, we should be mostly fine. I could do something here with Meagid again, so maybe I could believe in the Meagid. There we go, save some time. I'm doing something as the Force with literally no weapons equipped. Just remember that, chat. I haven't bothered doing spell damage basically this whole run, outside of zapping the first boss. So again, we're gonna go for the strat here. We're just gonna ignore every enemy. Let him come over here. I guess I can freeze the Del Saber. That's me technically using spell damage. I think I killed him with just Rabarta? Yay? Question mark? The music agrees. It feels like old-timey shenanigans when you're trying to force your way through stuff. Well, that reminds me, I can look behind me so chat can see the switch that's up there from the previous round. It's weak to ice. Also lure here, since chat will want to do ATP there. Has 100% dark resist, so people with health stuff is not going to be super useful. As a force, I could buff now. just in case, but it's not likely to matter. I would actually recommend, if you're a low-level force where you're playing multiplayer RT, where your accuracy is just absolutely atrocious without Red Ring, if you don't have Red Ring as a force coming into this, honestly, Demonic Fork Megid is somehow not a troll answer. There's a couple enemies it would be useful. So we're gonna back up so we don't take damage. And I'll try to zap it a little bit. Dude, like, ooh. Uh-oh, Cat missed some big damage there. That's a bit concerning. That is a bit concerning. Oh, I was chipping it out a little bit. Well, time to figure out which one's the real one. Oh, I found the real one. It's on the bottom left. Already dead. GG. Yeah, the way you can tell the clones come in with 3k health, so just look for the one that is damaged. And then, GG. Otherwise, you have to pay attention to the health bars, how injured it looks. So right now, if team had built meter, I have 30. We're not going to bag blast right now for sure, but just be aware. We're gonna enjoy, remember, we entered this area at 30, and we're gonna go through the long and winding road here. I am failing an actual serious 50-50 on these geese. Game, please. 50-50, please. There we go. So we'll do our best. We're gonna walk forward where possible, since we're the force. We got nothing better to do. We're gonna try to kill the things which are like a 55% chance to kill them at max Megid, which is just God Technique stacked. Potentially, or just one God Technique and be good. For most players. Okay, so we're gonna go up the hill. Oh, chat's already there, I was gonna say. Remember there were two down at the beach. We're gonna assist with the ones on the side. There we go. That was a proper play in position. We're gonna pop the boxes here, because why not? The game has decided I really want to target the one that chat's already targeting for some reason, and I couldn't tell it no. So yeah, as I said before, if you don't have at least a 50 hit Hello Handgun with Red Ring in multiplayer, Megid might actually just be better. Yeah, I feel like it's like borderline. I guess it also depends on the force. Like, Faux Newman is like, maybe doesn't have to Megid. And then Faux Neural has more ATA and is usually okay. But also she has Piercing Megid, so that's that as well. It's kind of like whatever, honestly. Volmar without at least like 65 hit feels garbage in Red Ring, just from personal experience. Single player you can hit it, it's not a big deal. But multiplayer, oof. That small bit of evasion basically just makes it impossible to just hell your way through it. Without like some serious ATA boosts. I got a Gyro with no hit. That's so sad. Maybe next time, chat. Yeah, almost every single point we built up. We remembered we entered this room, I believe, at 30. I have not been struck, other than I took damage from 3 seals. So we're already up to 44 meter. So potentially at the end of the run, this means I've saved maybe 5 or 6 seconds if I have to wait for the chainsaw blade. Granted, I can purposely get hit by other enemies while I'm waiting for the team to do stuff. Like, I could purposely let this guy hit me, for example. Potentially. Don't worry, we're just gonna be building that meter. Yeah, my recommendation is very low-level forces just looking to assist. Don't bother doing any spell damage. Potentially double stack God Techniques. Bring Heavenly HP if you need to survive. Chat, help me out there. Believe in the 50-50. I go unarmed here just because it's faster casting, so I get faster Mega chances. And Heavenly Battle Pistol is roughly comparable to spamming Megid twice anyway. So if you don't have a good V5 unit for sure, then there's no point. prefer me get there. But anyway, we're now at the next phase of the boss. So I'm already at 48 meter. I'm going to reapply buffs at this point. Not that we really needed it in that room. We're going to let everybody walk forward. Make sure everybody has their Cannon Rouge, I hope. Can I play them without a weapon? It's literally the exact opposite. Unarmed casting is the fastest casting for males. Zero contest. It is the fastest possible cast. There's a reason people just go unarmed in a lot of quests like I do. It cuts out so many frames. Unless you mean faux numeral, then yeah, unarmed females don't get the bonus. Oh yeah, they can't get away with that. There we go. Barda is technically their weakness. We can laugh at how little I do as a force. If I even hit the boss. I don't even think I hit the boss. That's so sad. Barda gives the most range, so if you are forced to play as a force single player into this, enjoy your canes that boost Barda. That's basically all I'm gonna say. Yeah, it did 192, chat. Like, that's such a sad amount of damage. Rip force damage in episode 2. On the plus side, at least I can Zalor there to level 30, so it helps the team do some damage. Now let's see, chat. Will I see my... Oh, somebody's invisible on my screen. That was interesting. I leveled. 2 people have leveled. So I got more MST, so I'm already at the cap. I got more ATP. Which is great, but I did bring a weapon. To no one's surprise, chat, I am... Ooh, am I like 0 and 60 for Gal Griffinwing? I really, like, I don't want chat to do this, but at the same time, I'm really curious for how many on-screen RTs I've done, how many I have done and not seen one, and how many of those were during Rare Week. It's not a high drop, if I remember. I think it's 1 in 30. Is it 1 in 30? It might be 1 in 32, because I think it's exactly half of Red Ring, but then we're also 50% because it's Rare Week. It's mind-boggling, chat. My mind has exploded and expanded. We can't really do anything here other than maybe Jellin to make the Sinnohs more visible. That's really it. We'll Zalor if they want to ATP. We'll try to believe in the Hell, but this is where like Hugh Numeral hitting the box is just going to be way more consistent than this character. So we have a lot of total RNG. Like, if the RNG is good, then we save time. Like that. But the Rico boxes being slightly weighted against you is kind of painful. Turn off the poison in that room, make our life easy. So it's almost 70%. So again, you know, we could contribute. Maybe I get hit at some point for a little bit, but more than 50% has just been from that one unit. So I highly recommend you do that. We talked about it a little bit in the item guide, but this is like legitimately one of the runs where I'm like, I will use it as my key item. No joke. If we're playing with really high level people, it's not needed, but man, oh man, just to save a lot of time. So we're going to see how much meter I get every time the little chain blade hits me. And in fact, we're going to get hit by the chain blade on purpose in a moment. Ignore these. How much does it give to us now? We need time. So it gives 6%. So I just saved myself getting hit by that 12 times in the run if we want to get Mag Blast. And Rising, because it's still counting upwards. And just think, that was just from one unit. Just one, and you could just double stack it, especially at higher levels. How dare it hit me while I'm using Gafoe? That was rude. Ignoring Gafoe like that. Anyway, on the plus side, I got hit, so that's one less one that I have to do. So I'm at 84 and rising. I'll let chat kill the boxes. I'll just keep moving. So thank you, Tiki, for the PB Create loan. I have to see who has it. I'm assuming it's my earlier forces in C-Bank 2 are holding like 5 of them or something insane. Because I have a total of at least 12, I'll put it that way. I have more than enough to do 1 per force. It's just they probably all grouped up on one character. Or I put it in my other ones. Oh, I got hit on purpose there. That's actually a good tech, as I said before, as the force. You want to take damage where you can. So we mentioned before those robots, you know, will be the beginner trap, quote unquote. But reverse Uno card on that enemy because I want to get to a 100 meter. So now I don't have to chainsaw at all, I'm pretty sure. I should just build it naturally now, between now and the end of the run. So that was a GG get outplayed game. So if we get hit from this point forward, it's probably not needed. But not necessarily unwelcome either. So we'll take a couple hits here and here. If the Morphos happens to hit me here, this is fine. Yeah, this is fine. This is now guaranteed. I now spend 0 seconds getting the chainsaw. So we'll eventually trigger our invincibility. Prefer not to trigger that at the moment. Oops, we triggered it. Ooh, can they put me at 100% walking into the next room? That would be so ideal, actually. If so, this was really good timing, because we're at the final room where it matters. So if I get mag invincibility... Oh, if I got it, like, literally right now, it would have been amazing, because then I could have baited the Sinnohs. I mean, getting struck here is optional. I don't have to get hit by them, but I'll do a couple freezes there. What a freeze. Oh, they got outplayed, chat. What a freeze. Heard somebody else get mag blast. I'm at 98 meter and rising, so if I don't get hit between now and the end, I'll have it regardless. Whatever. I tried. So team can get hit by that for a little bit if you want. There's one last group of enemies that spawn. But yeah, people will just stand in the buzzsaw right here, right beyond this one. Yeah, no, I don't need to do it anymore. So depending on how close people are, they could build a meter. 4 is really overkill. You need at least 2 people mag blasting for it to be worth it. So I'm assuming team is good to go. I'm gonna say using twins. No! Somebody attacked instead of using it! No! I got trolled. Oh, that's so sad. Rip. I thought someone had it. Oh, you gotta hit the... Yeah, you gotta hit control into it, I think. That is so sad. I built the meter. I was so excited. Oh, I was typing. Oh. So unfortunate. Big F. Well, that's what we're doing without the buffs. Oh well. Well, we're building meter for the next one. Okay, so now we know even at Zalor level 20 is able to hit it off screen. Level 30 we already knew about, so we're gonna match that Zalor. Oh boy, I could do like 10 damage. Ooh, 190. Ooh. Ooh, I can grant you when you go under the stage sometimes. Ooh. I'm hurting you for 90. Ooh. Let's heal the group. Look at me, chat. I'm assisting. You know what's sad? I might actually get the kill on Olga here. Oh, I did! I saw it. Do you see that 92? That was the last number that appeared, chat. Got him. Sniped. Look at that, chat. Grants damage mattered. The troll damage came in. I did like 800 total, but that's fine. We're gonna Zalor, so hopefully the team does a lot of damage here to compensate my no damage. So the better the team is, the better the Zalor is. But honestly, at the same token, if you have a lot of damage, then you also don't need a force. So it's kind of a weird position to be in with them. Guess I'll fireball a little bit. Okay, much better damage than last time. Much better. Much better. Chow was landing there, charge Vulcan for sure. That's what should have happened the first time. See, that's how you know something went awry compared to this time. That was much better. Just deleted the boss. So I think more conservative, maybe some normal heavies or normal specials were being used. Or just RNG decided to work. Either way. We're pointing. We're like, that was the boss. We deleted the boss. Normal heavy special? Yeah, I was gonna say. I had a feeling chat probably mixed it up a little bit. Oh, they dropped Escape Doll for me. Thank you, Escape Doll. Ooh, mono fluid. I donated. See, I gained enough to donate again, chat. It's very important. You know what, chat? I'll leave it up to you. I have enough time to do one more run. Would you like to just do one more RT since we're here anyway? Tiggy said TTF. That's fair. I'll switch out then. Oh, I owe Tiggy the unit. Tiggy, I'm gonna put it near the bank. Tiggy's unit was useful. There we go. Do I feel like keeping a smoking plate just because? Yeah, the timer can glitch sometimes and it says 9 hours, 59 minutes, and 59 seconds. I don't know why it does it. It just happens. It'll still register correctly on the server, so you'll get S rank. But it is funny saying like, wow, 49,000 hours. What a record! You're like, did no one complete it before? How was it a record? Yeah, sadly, I didn't have a PB crate. I'll have to double check that. And next time I play Blue ID, I need to remember to make that Griffin wing into something. We haven't played any episode 4 boss since I've gotten the wing. With a force. But soon I'll use it. It's so sad I don't have what I need in here. I'll take a look. Someone has my PB increase. That's another thing that I think is worth using my full character reader on. When it's a unit that is very rarely used. I don't remember. Anyway, we'll re-equip them with double adept so that way they're set up to level players in the future. Yeah, since it's TTF, we have time for 2 TTFs. So however long it takes to do two TTFs is fair enough. And that'll be the end. But yeah, that boss is so much easier after the damage cancel change. So much easier. Normally we, like in the beginning with our first run, where the boss was able to move and do stuff, that was the norm for the most part. Only if you had like the best of the best gear and you had like optimal weapons on all players and Force was making sure not to accidentally cancel and all those other things with potentially shift to 40, 60, 80 plus with those kinds of things there. Did you skip that phase? But now we don't even need it at all. It's kind of sad. Haven't done episode 2 bosses since like 2004. Yeah, fortunately they're not too bad. Most of them can be answered by giant bazooka, so fortunately if you have a good bazooka or dragon / worm, the same weapon that is good. I'm just checking, that was in episode 1 to be honest. The same weapon that's good against them in episode 1 works in episode 2, so it's kind of nice. So at least the gear mostly translates. Just episode 2 punishes you if you don't have hell. It just takes forever without it. Although I will say that if you don't have a V unit and you're on like the beach, it's probably better just to keep focusing ATP on the geese, because the geese are kind of invasive. So if you don't have like max accuracy, it's probably better to like normal heavy or normal heavy than normal heavy special, because they are very deceptively high in evade, which can really mess up players. Like my Hugh Numeral, for example, was, I believe, max ATA and only had an 80%. So just imagine if you were even not anywhere near close to her ATA, aka like a Hugh Cast or something, and how bad that feels without having something to balance it for extra accuracy. Anyway, 2 more TTFs. So hey, I'm happy. I got my TTFs in for the day. I've already leveled with this character with TTF. I'm just setting up for next level. So yeah, so it'll probably take us about a little over a half hour, and we have a little over a half hour until I want to transition to a different game. So, not too bad. Goodbye, Hilldale. Oh, I buffed Tiggy, that's right. Tiggy has the buffs. I'm like, wait a minute. I've been freed. I don't have to do buff duty, which feels terrible as Ramar. There we go. Oh, I saw the freeze trap and then I saw somebody shot it early. Unfortunate. Good idea though. Time for some Cannon Rouge. So Tiggy's using what's known as the Dark Flow, aka the the Death Blade. You will either kill everything with the Dark Flow, or you will die to everything using the Dark Flow. So good luck to Tiggy. We're gonna knock the boss down so Tiggy doesn't explode. This weapon hits, I want to say 5 times? And it's a massive ATP sword. And we can see if I don't attack, it does like a bazillion damage. Couldn't get it back on Xbox? Maybe. I never got to like the true end game, even in the GameCube, so I have no idea what items were in technically episode 2 that didn't exist before. I have no idea. I don't even think when I played I ever looked at charts, because I never had internet access while I played the game originally. Dial-up was such a new thing, and I definitely didn't have it for my own use at the time. Rip these enemies. Nice try, Lily. Uh-oh, rip Adraeus. Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if, I'll let chat go on ahead. I'm just gonna get us some more present chances, don't mind me. I don't know what killed you. You were just kind of dead and the Lily hadn't attacked, so... It just looked like your character had a big fright and died. I don't even think there was an enemy that would have possibly hit you. You just kind of died. I'm not really sure. Oh, it attacked for you? Interesting. I saw it start to wind up, but on my screen at least, I didn't see the animation come out. Oh, you were stuck on the wall. Interesting. Unfortunate. Well, time to teleport. I did manage to kill some extra enemies. Might have wasted a few seconds, but as I said before, I'm going for presence. So I'm doing a little greedier run than I normally do. It's kind of like when I go for the red sword on Viridian. At least I'm pretty sure it's Viridian that has Nano Dragon red sword. I would greed for that. And to be fair, I got paid off. I got that 30-hit red sword from that. So it absolutely worked. Worth. But I'm looking for presence. I think since doing that, if chat is curious, the success rate of that... Oh, we've had a change of fortune. Okay, so it is 7 o'clock. Interesting. Note to self. Let's do a forecast. What is the new... What is the new luck bonus? So it is officially Saturday, or my brain thought it was earlier. According to the game, not according to where I am currently. Humans are there. Sadly not going to be Newman for the rest of the night, so rip. I don't think anybody's Newman. It was that. I think that was the worst possible one for the group. Oh, look at the Sinnoh. Red died in the ceiling. That was interesting. You don't see that too often. Rip Red Sinnoh. Oops. Adraeus died again. I'm listening to this and I'm like, is this still the same soundtrack? Huh. Oh, vocals can't do that. No. Sorry, Final Fantasy VIII. I can't have vocals. That's the only rule. That will absolutely get copyright stricken. And now it doesn't want to play because I skipped it. That's so sad. I'm getting trolled by the music player when I need to be way up here. Step in the room a little more so we get some charge arms. Oh, nobody's reviving Tiggy. Rip Tiggy. Heal up a little bit. Is it really not going to load the rest of the video? Please, there's like an hour left of soundtrack. I just saw it. It's like, you will go back and listen to the lyrics. You will get a warning if you use it on YouTube. It's not the time for it to give me that issue. So annoying. Yup. Now it's just not going to load because YouTube is broken. Thanks, YouTube. Reload it. Please don't do eyes on me. I just skipped past this. No, no, no. Thank you. My apologies, chat, for not being in the room for that. Ooh, we didn't go for the confuse trap. Interesting. That enemy already died. I'm not going to attack it again. I'm going to win the guild check so that way the team running towards me has a clean path to the boss. And also that's 2 extra chances for photon drops and presence. I've gotten a couple of materials from it, but I personally have not been rewarded for doing that. Yeah, with Tiggy's Dark Flow, if a red turret does happen to come up, Tiggy could also potentially one-shot it in case it's the 2 monitor cycle. So Tiggy's a bit safer than players might initially believe, bringing Dark Flow into an inconsistent boss fight. Or obviously if going like Force with Excalibur, then it's ultra consistent. So you're gonna get 2 monitored. Just be ready, team. Kill the team briefly. I was gonna say, worst comes to worst, Tiggy will just Gear Assault it. Then go back to Dark Flow. Tiggy getting revenge on the monitor, just dunk it on it. Ooh, that damage. Go ahead. I was gonna say, go ahead. Use the capture arena on me. See what happens. Nothing. That's what happens. This anti-paralysis. Oof. They pick up a star atomizer, so I'm gonna fix synchro for the future. There we go. And yet another star atomizer. That was a bit greedy. Let's go catch up with the team. The team will probably frozen shooter or freeze trap the enemy and kill them, or Tiggy will one-shot with Dark Flow. One of the above will happen. I'm gonna stun it for Tiggy. There we go. I'm gonna go to the right here, I think. I don't think I'm gonna rush to the boss. We're playing green ID, so I'm just gonna do something like that to get by. He's gonna go that way, then I'm gonna go up here. Uh-oh. I was gonna say, team triggered the sorcerer, but only partial damage was dealt to it. That could have been much worse. I'll take that though. Okay, I'll let team deal with that. I'm gonna deal with the next enemy. Okay, so I'm gonna go hard left, so I'm not lining up with anybody. Okay, I'll try to kill the sorcerer in the middle, and then we leave. And time to go. Oh. Ooh, Tiki going in with low health into the boss. I like the confidence. Slap those spinners, Tiki. Show him what up. The strongest swing known to man. Delete them. So we're gonna kill 3. The Tiki's probably going to be going on a dodging spree. If Tiki actually manages to get kills here, it'd be amazing, but not required, honestly. I'm gonna do my best not to use rest to heal myself, because I don't want to accidentally heal Tiki. I think I've sniped a good handful of these. There's only one in the corner. I'm not going to run for it. I don't want to be out of position for the actual fight. Kill the one behind me. I feel like the wave should have ended there, so we might have missed one in a cycle. We just missed exactly one. You get that feeling from playing it a while, like, I don't internalize how many are actually killed. Like, there is a set number, it's not random. But it's like, you recognize from playing it, you're like, it should have ended by now. Speaking of ended, that boss got ended. GG. Ooh. Did a couple pot shots on you. I'm gonna go hard right here and trimate. And we're gonna go left since we're through that. Team died. Rip team. Hope you're doing well, Ephinea. Oh, that actually tagged me from there? That's unfortunate. I guess it was aiming at yellow. That was so risky. Team is getting mauled by the boss. I have no idea who it's targeting. Yeah, that's the downside. I didn't know. Alright, let's just focus on damage here. We should be able to kill it before it does anything. Yeah. That's the other alternative. If you have a lot of damage, then dodging is less important. So it's like, you have to make those judgment calls based off of team damage. And I was like, I believed in our team damage there. I just needed to do about 3k of its remaining 10k. The team would cover the gap between the other players. It's fine. Oh my gosh. That was so much damage. Don't you dare short cycle us. Oh, you short cycle. Oh, you dirty short cycler. What was that? The boss would have died. There were like 3 other patterns that would have died there. Oh, now boss is just wasting our time. That's official, chat. That is officially disrespectful of our time. Disrespectful. Dirty short cycler there. Rude. Added like 15 seconds to the boss fight for no reason. Shake your head, chat. Shameful, shame. Nice. Well, I like how we got the text that it completed at 13:59, and then it actually ticked another second further. The timer in this game is so bad. Can we talk about it? Like, it waits until congratulations is done, too. It doesn't pause when the boss actually dies. So that's like 30-something plus seconds to the kill speed. In-game timer is terrible. Okay, so no interesting weapons have dropped. I can pick up a shield to sell it later. Yeah, that only took 14 minutes. I got 20, or I got 20, so that should be fine. I can do another run. How am I doing in terms of moons? Do I need to go back to the shop? 6 should be fine. There we go. And last run of the night. TTF. We did not manage to listen to the whole soundtrack, but we did listen to a majority of it. How much was left in the Final Fantasy VIII soundtrack out of curiosity? We were on 3 hours and 14 minutes out of 4 hours and 6 minutes. Found Cannon Rouge with hit. Nice. Ooh, 40 hit total. That's pretty high. Yeah, potentially tomorrow morning. Well, no, I'm gonna be doing Terra Enigma in the morning. Well, we'll see what happens. I might go for like one last Cannon Rouge. I've been trying both on stream and off stream to get one, but not successful. That 1 in 900 base chance before event multipliers was not friendly. Angry Stomp. Okay. Yeah, this character's feeling so much better. They're almost capped ATP, which is nice. For a while, they were at like literally 1100. But shuffling some items around and making sure I have a heavenly power on, it's definitely helped out quite a bit. Hopefully you're doing well, Ephinea. We'll be switching over to Dungeon Drafters after this. Take like a very short break. The start time might be more closer to 7:35. Yeah, I've been feeling Dungeon Drafter won't be a super long stream. I'm hoping to at least beat a boss or two. Well, a boss, more accurately. And maybe clear another dungeon, but not necessarily beat a boss. Just because some of the dungeons do take like an hour and a half, 2 hours. I'm not sure I have the stamina / wherewithal in order to do 2 full runs back to back. But we'll see. Goodbye, Still Dragon. You know what? I really should go pick those up. Takes me a shopping trip later. Yeah, so far I've been pretty comfortable with just the Yashminikovs. I like them a lot for basic kills on things like Gaiguis. I don't believe in the heavies. But also just for sniping the Lily more consistently. Silence Claw, which is okay. Yeah, let the team deal with that. Let's go back in the other room. Said before, let's check for extra presence and photon drops since we're waiting anyway. Who knows? We see somebody come back towards us. We tried. Let's go back to the other room since I think I ran out of time. Could have gotten one more shot off. Oh well. Better than nothing. It's under the why not category at that point. Come on, invincibility. Ooh, I'm the only one that got it. That is gonna be rough. Good luck, Tiggy. I had an 84% chance to hit, and I have missed. This is why I need a Can of Rouge with hit percentage. Not for, not for single player, but for multiplayer. Single player, this is fine. I don't need it. Okay, hopefully... Ooh, nice level up. Hopefully I'm gonna get a Moon Atomizer randomly on the floor. If not, it's not the end of the world, but it would have been nice. Oh, for... Yeah, I was gonna say, never mind. We're good. So the trick here is, if you're playing with multiple people, just keep walking far enough forward so that way the Sinnoh Red doesn't jump you. That way people don't have to worry about re-aiming, people don't have to worry about it jumping and messing up a mech shot. And if you're playing single player, you do so much damage anyway that it's the only way you could get hit is if it jumps. And there's no downside to just moving forward the whole time and then damaging, because you're moving forward. So it's not like you're going to the side or something that would add time to the run. So I think that's been my favorite very small change that made my single player more consistent without needing to rely on, oh, I gotta bait the jump and whatever. I'm like, just make him not jump at all. Much better that way. Uh-oh. Hello, Sinnoh. We meet again. So last chance at VO 101 for the night. I'm not going to say of the week, as we still have potentially Saturday afternoon to get the last bonuses. If I do have enough coal to get a present, I don't think I'm going to bother tonight. I'm going to save that for Saturday. I think I got 12 coal, 18 coal, and then maybe another 16 coal, which if that count totals are correct, should equal about 40. Because I had some on the pink ID character, I had some on the others. Oh. No confuse trap. Ooh, that is so scary when that gets started, when it's like that. Yeah, once it's already there, we need to freeze trap it. So the strategy normally... Yeah, I was gonna say... No, I don't think you understand. You either confuse before we enter the room, as in you leave the waves, or you freeze trap if we're gonna do it together as a group. You don't confuse trap if we're already there. So in a couple of our runs, one of the casts has always run out of the room on one of the first waves of Sinnoh, so that way the Barans kill themselves. So you might have seen it a couple of times on stream already. There's like one Barans left, or the Barans weren't there, and that was from the confuse trap. Yeah, no worries. It's just for next time. When if it gets missed or you forget about it, then it's fine. If you freeze trap in the same situation, then we can just delete them. But we do need somebody to react to freeze traps there. Well, we're gonna get the 3 monitor here, which gives Tiggy the most amount of time for this. There we go. Easy done. Or easy and done, I mean. There we go. I love Tiggy turning his back to the boss. Too cool to look at the explosion of the massive laser light show, aka the Dark Flow. Oh, you're trying to steal Tiggy? Oh, you're stealing somebody. Never mind. Get out of here. No cage match for you. Stupid Volop. Nothing interesting dropped. Ooh, nice photon drop though. Yeah, I'm gonna go forward. I'm gonna try to freeze for Tiggy. Oh, actually, how did I miss? Wait, hold on. Oh, I wonder what the accuracy was before. Maybe I'm not 100% on the first shot. I was like, wow, Ramar actually missed a special. It's crazy. Or hard accuracy, I mean. I guess it is multiplayer. So sad. It does not have a hit percentage. My frozen shooter is very mediocre. Okay. So I went up top so team can take their time with the other enemies. Oh, that reminds me. One of the patch things went in, and I didn't realize that it wasn't a thing. I thought just on Ultimate that's how the game worked, because I didn't play it enough. Looks like they returned the ++ and -— to units. I remember those on the GameCube days. I didn't realize those weren't in the game until they did a server patch for it. I almost thought it was Art Group. I got so excited that the timing of it would have worked. Oh, disappointing. Sincesta, whatever. Excitement over. There's only disappointment. So even with killing all those enemies, we're coming in here sub 10 minutes. That's pretty good time to get here, honestly. Given that we did extra waves. Poor Indie Belrose. Sadly, no Heavenly Arms so far. I was hoping for just one more. As like a spare to give people. Instead of getting an adept, that was going to be my backup accuracy booster. And then I was going to slowly wean the adepts off of my Hugh New World. I am so surprised I didn't get hit there. We're there. I'm gonna give Rage Race at least a small buff, which is better than nothing. Let's finish this up. It's gone on a little too long. There we go. Is it better for me to Yashminikov in this scenario? Maybe. Ooh, I got big damage there, actually. That was kind of nice. I'm gonna go hard right. Unfortunately, that was a big gap even for me to make. I'm gonna walk backwards. I mean, with Yashmenikov, I still got the punish. I'm kind of okay with that, to be honest. I'm kind of okay with that. Yeah, I guess with Yashmenikov's sniper range, I guess it doesn't matter if I backwards dodge as much. Huh. Quinn has found S parts, nice. But yeah, I do feel like I'm slowly making some progress with learning how to play the game. So now I'm able to at least sort of deal with Val's laser. I haven't found like the 100% consistent method that I like. Walking backwards has netted dodges, but not necessarily good positioning. But with Yashmenikov out, you really short cycle us, you monster. Where's our 2 extra bounces on the arena, chat? Game, please. At least he's targetable for now. Better than nothing. The short cycles. Oh my gosh. It feels. Did this boss forget how to do long cycles? What happened? Did they get patched out? We would have been done just then. All we needed was one more cycle. It's fine. I mean, I still completed it under 14 minutes, even with this ridiculous cutscene where we were either killed it at 13 or 13:01 as a reminder. This whole cutscene still counts towards the timer as a reminder. So that was actually a pretty fast run, even despite the boss not cooperating. So there was almost 30 seconds worth of cutscene. Sadly, I think I just got money. No red ring today. But hey. GG. So we'll talk about how we feel the session went, and then we'll take a short break into a different game. Almost finishing on time, a rarity. Oh, I got excited there. I was like, oh, 55 hit Vulcan. And then I saw arrest, and I was like, oh. I'm sorry, Tiggy. I almost got excited for a second when you said it, and then I was like, oh. That is disappointing. Yeah, if that was 55 hit charge Vulcan, it would have been like, oh. Would have been so good. But GG. Hopefully these runs... Oh, I did run out of moon atomizers. I had a feeling. I was trying to keep count earlier. Okay. So yeah, at some point I'll do a couple more TTFs. The fact that this character has been leveling almost only through TTF, and a lot of it is solo TTF, has been definitely a sign that I'm feeling a lot more confident with this character. And again, every level is just a little more defense, a little more ATP, making solo easier and easier and easier. I remember back when he had like barely 1200 HP. So I think he's in a pretty good position for solo play. So I'm going to enjoy the last 30 or so of his levels without necessarily going crazy on HP materials. Let's talk a little bit. So, thoughts and feelings towards the rare week so far. I have seen at least a couple of Heaven Strikers here and there, but they haven't been rolling super high. I would like to get a Cannon Rouge at some point, chat, so I will probably be doing those pretty heavily tomorrow while it's still rare week. Gotta buy the rest of the power mats you need at some time. Yeah, just let me know, Adraeus. I probably have more than enough to help facilitate that trade. Right now, I'm not going to do it, though. I'm going to be transitioning to a new game. But from the standpoint of the rest of the runs, we did have some overall success in the week itself. I know we have one more day to go through, but definitely lots of 30 hits that ended up coming out of it, both Heaven Striker and the Tiggy present with the Galatine. So far this week, it's technically been really good to the group on average, but I'm hoping that if we play again tomorrow, that people like Hoopweed, Hellcleave, and I end up getting a serious upgrade. Or either solo play, or just in general. I know at some point I'd like a Galatine, so I'm not opposed to, as we do the XP, maybe we just, during XP week, just do normal boss runs through episode 4, even though it's not rare week, just because it's so strong. So we might do some of those and kind of mix that up a little bit. But maybe not during the event itself necessarily, but during the following months, we'll consider it. But anyway, chat, I don't think I have anything else to really add to the stream, at least in terms of PSO. So if you did stick around for PSO, I'd just like to say thank you again for watching, and hope to see you again in the next part. Also, so long, YouTube.